This is the Riot Squadcast, a supporter-driven show dedicated to LA Galaxy news, information, and opinions. Here's your hosts, Ed Rodriguez and Chris Zero Cool Tucker.
Welcome to the Riot Squadcast. My name is Ed Rodriguez, and I'm joined by the hat trick of my life, Chris Zero Cool Tucker. How are you doing, sir?
I don't know. Am I on?
Yeah,
hey, hello. Maybe I should get both my headphones on. I'm excellent, sir. I'm doing well. I'm doing as well as could be expected.
It is a glorious Tuesday.
It's a great week. It's glorious.
On this glorious
fantastic.
of weekends. On the ever glorious of glory weekends. But anyways.
Gloriously stretching.
Gloriously stretching. But yeah, man, what a wonderful weekend and week it is to be an LA Galaxy fan.
It's better than last week.
It is
definitely
definitely
it's better than last week.
Definitely better than last week.
Yeah, man. I'm done with school. I've had some days off. I'm energized. Galaxy are doing okay. Galaxy Twitterverse is nice and happy, and everyone's enjoying themselves. Bills are paid. Electricity hasn't been cut off. No power outages. I got AC going on. I'm doing as well as can be imagined.
You taught your son how to high five.
I taught my fucking boy how to high five, which I got to tell you is one of the greatest feelings in the world. It's the first thing I've taught him, and now we spend like a half hour a day just high fiving, and not like a half hour kind of spliced out throughout the course of the day, like a solid 3:30 to 4 o'clock. It's in the planner, high fiving with your old man. So it's good. Yeah, life's good, man. How about yourself?
Teaching him how to keep that pimp hand strong.
Hey, he is a Tucker, and he's going to be the largest of us all. So, it's been good, man. It's been a good week.
So everything's, you know what? Everything in my weekend's been good. Just enjoying, relishing. I've been trying to be less on the phone.
Yeah.
But this weekend, I told my wife, I was like, look, I'm gonna have my face buried in my phone pretty much all weekend. I'm gonna apologize now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. It ain't about you. Every other week, hon, is about you. This week ain't about you. This week's about Papa. It's my week.
And I told her, look, I'll make it up for you. I'll make it up to you. Like we'll go have like a nice date night.
Mm-hmm.
But this weekend,
I'm gonna eat your box like we're at Outback Steakhouse. Don't worry, I got you.
Wow.
Is that not what you said? That's what.
It's all cosmic.
That's literally what I say walking around the house. I'm just like, come here, bring that.
Until the kids come back.
Yeah. 16 days.
The countdown.
16 days, yeah. We've been fucking around the house like teenagers. It's been great, but 16 days. It's all good.
Oh, they're going to come back to like stains everywhere. Just
Jackson Pollock all over the house.
Yeah.
Disgusting. It's like a nice 1992 like art piece where people just stare at it and they're like, what does this say to you? It's like, semen.
It's the state. It just seems like the state of, oneness.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about the strife in Taiwan.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, man, fucking beating cheeks, smashing like a champion and skating all over the place.
This is a metaphor for America's failed expansion into the East in Vietnam.
Interesting. Did you pull that out of your ass?
Yeah.
I literally just studied Vietnam. That's not what happened. It's good to be back. We got to turn the AC up in this place. It is 1 billion fucking degrees already.
I just open the door.
Turn this light off.
Open the door. No, it's too dark.
Too sexy?
Yeah.
I turned the light off and
I just see the glow of your eyes.
No, it does look. He looks damn sexy.
He's like, I'm gonna eat that box like Outback Steakhouse, motherfucker.
Chris, I'm just gonna toss your salad, baby.
Gross. Benjamin, how are you doing, sir?
Add some blue cheese and croutons.
Welcome back, sir.
I honestly, I don't think I can top blue cheese and croutons. So I'm doing all right, man.
It is difficult.
Yeah. So I'm good. Continue.
All right.
I'm like,
thank you, Ben.
There's like nothing else to say after blue cheese and croutons.
Just so the listener understands, that was Ben saying, I have nothing to add. Let me pass it back to you.
Yes.
No.
That was
May as well
more
not.
like, I'm just like, yeah, there's nothing more I can say.
That
after
boomerang came right back real quick. Yeah. Let's just get into it, man. Like it's been a great weekend.
Hang on. Oh, I played a little louder, Benjamin. It's piano. You just leave it. Till I'm victorious, and I will defend. And we go, welcome to the Riot Squad. I think that's how it went.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But you know.
I fucking told you. I told you.
And I'll be the first to admit, I mean, if you listen back to last week's episode where I said, look, you were like, hey, if you want to be wrong with Ben, because you know you're going to be wrong, if you choose the same side that he's going to be on, which is the losing side. And I'm like, I didn't even hesitate. I went up.
I think you went 4-0.
Like 1 second after, like, if you agree with Ben, you know you're going to be wrong. I was like, immediately, all right, 4-0 loss.
I told all of you negative fucks. I told you. They cannot beat us. It's simple. It's easy. It's science. It's math. It's religion. It's faith. It's hope. It's whatever you need it to be. Whatever your God is in the world. You know what my Lord is? My Lord. It's not Zlatan, but my Lord protects me, houses me, holds me, nurtures me, keeps me safe from the darkness, from the pain, from the monsters. He swoops in. And he touches Zlatan right on the shoulder because he's not God. If he was God, he would have at least shot the ball once against San Jose. He's no God. He's a man. He's mortal. But God comes in and just taps Zlatan on the shoulder and says, "You son, go do it. Go protect Chris. Go save him. Make sure his son, his infant baby boy, exists in a fucking world where some unclean goats have yet to sully his team. Period. Let alone at home. Because I tell you, no matter what happens away, for one more year." For one more goddamn year, my temple, where I pray, where I do my blessings, my temple is sacred, my temple is pure.
It is unsullied.
It is unsullied. Good sir. For one more goddamn year. So I'll see you next year, maybe. For all I know, you guys will be hiding up in the 230s.
Well, they didn't show up this time. It was just like empty stands for some reason.
I saw
bleachers.
I saw some bleachers, and then bleachers got dented. I don't know what really happened there. Definitely didn't see anybody. Because everyone was, I saw a spattering of LAFC fans around the lower bowl. Definitely nothing in the upper bowl. Because I hear there was a coordinated mission to Funvade Victoria Street Park. So love it. Love it, 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 fucking love it. Love it, love it.
All right.
Love it.
Now.
Woo. Oh, more. I want to play him next week. I want to play him every week. I want this feeling. This is an MLS Cup. Wrapped into a league game. All right, let's cycle back in. I'm sorry, I'm back down. You said I had to project, so
I love it.
Projecting.
No, hey,
I'm projecting.
Project, baby. No, let's talk the fans.
I've had like 3 blowjobs in my life that feel better than beating LAFC. Like it's,
but like barely.
They're in there. A couple are, at least one is way fucking up there. But for the most part, it's about as good as it gets. About as good as it gets.
So all right, let's talk fans. Let's talk good and bad. Let's talk how well and how turn your shit down, bro.
I didn't know my shit was all live. Last time I tried to turn it down, I fucking turned the laptop off.
Professional.
Can you tweet out that we're live, Benjamin?
But yes, the fans, the Galaxy fans, just out in full force, man. I mean, boisterous. ACB, Lars, ugh.
So I had to watch at home. I was working. I made the mistake of calling out sick for the San Jose game instead of the LFC game.
Yeah, you messed up.
Yeah, I might have fucked that one up. But I've watched the game back a couple times, and I watched it when it was going on live. ACB and Lars in beautiful voice. Galaxians as well. I mean, they got some screen time, and the camera's kind of focused on them. But for the most part, in the day-to-day game environment, you hear Lars, you hear the ACB. Beautiful. I mean, like an Angels song, just beautiful. It was the crowd was up for it. You can't. There's no two ways about that shit.
I mean, you know, because I was there on Friday. I think out of all 3 of us, I was the only one there on Friday. Because this is one of my 6-game pack or whatever, and I mean, the moment the schedule came out and I got that 6-game pack, I was like, 19th, I need that day off. So like it's been, 4 or 5 months in the work of just taking that day off.
Was it worth it?
Oh, so amazing! It was so amazing, so amazing. The crowd, I mean, just, good on the FO. The security was better than it usually is. Not perfect.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's to be expected.
I could be wrong, and whether you're in the live chat or you get in touch later, like let us know. I didn't see or hear anything about fights, or I heard a couple small things, but for the most part, it was
I wouldn't say dust-ups.
Squabbles.
Squabbles, like more of just, squaring up once in a while, posturing.
Well, I saw that video where some Galaxy fan caught LAFC fans keying cars.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was terrified watching him. He was like, I will beat your don't fucking step to me, man. I will kick the shit out of you. But keying cars is like, it's something you do when you're like 14 years old. You're a grown ass man. You're a grown fucking man.
And when the dude was like a 6 foot tall, like cholo looking dude.
Yeah.
And he squared up to the LAFC fan, and the LAFC fan just like
he backed up.
He did his best. Quick. He did his best moonwalking impression. And that dude was ready, like he was gonna get his ass beat. But I mean, it was a lot of it again, a posturing because they like to talk, but they don't like to walk the walk.
It's
they ain't about that life.
Away is always a strange place to get mouthy. You know what I mean? You don't have that kind of default support. It's a little harder to. I would imagine it's a little harder to get carried away, and I've gone away more than a few times. Going away next week, literally for Portland.
This weekend.
This weekend rather, yeah. That's the thing. Whenever I say next weekend, in my head, it's like the next available weekend.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, for the culture, as they say, everyone's like, oh, it's the weekend after the upcoming one. But in my head, it just always defaults back. But I imagine you don't get too mouthy, you don't get too uppity when you're away, unless you have a fundamental understanding that it might come with an ass beating. My understanding is the majority of LAFC fans were controlled themselves because there is this understanding. It's not like last year. You're dwarfed. Like it wasn't. The numbers didn't look close. It didn't look relatively close. This was crazy. Kevin Baxter writing that. Everybody's favorite Kevin Baxter writing that LAFC fans and Galaxy fans were almost equal in the stands. It seems like it was almost 50-50. Fucking crazy.
That's nonsense.
Well, this is what I don't get. Like, as a reporter, don't you start to like, and I'm not trying to piss anybody off. Don't you start to slide into like a Fox News territory if you're just saying clearly untrue things?
Yeah.
Like to him, perhaps it was. We're gonna get WD-40 for Ben Store. We're actually starting a horror classic right now. But like we can't trust anything else you say if you say something so patently untrue, or to him it looked 50-50 and we can't trust your eyes anymore. Like you don't see things in reality. You see what you would like to see. So I didn't understand, but it was nice to see the Galaxy fans out in force, packing the stadium, making sure they were well represented. Just a great night, top to bottom.
But if you guys want to give us your views and any of your reactions to this past Friday, give us a call at 562-641-5277. That's 562-641-5277. Make sure if you guys are in our live chat right now on youtube.com/Riot Squadcast, like and share the video, please. So, get more earballs on this. Yeah, man. I mean, the fans were just amazing. Obviously, people were asking why we didn't do the cross stadium chant stuff. That, to me, it was a little bit obvious of why you didn't want to have one side of the stadium chanting LA.
Yeah.
And then you could have,
especially the side that's closest to where the LAFC fans are sitting.
Yeah.
Probably not the best.
So to not give them a chance to, just rebuttal with an FC right in the middle.
But a good heads-up call from the two groups to understand, like, hey, this is what's likely to happen if we go down this route.
Yeah. Security, again, they did like the European style where they had rows of security in between sections.
Mm-hmm.
My one concern was after the game, they're supposed to kind of hold the different fan groups.
Yeah.
They for some reason allowed whichever one it was, like there was the behind the berm, quote unquote, youth soccer organization that quote unquote bought tickets.
They
whatever.
let them leave.
Well, you had a whole group of LAFC fans walk behind Lars as Lars is exiting, and again posturing.
As you as you do,
as you'd imagine. So that's like they eventually will get to where they know what the hell to do, what they're doing.
It's new.
Yeah.
Like even for security, and I think it's important for people to remember, even for security, this type of rivalry is new. Chivas USA, we had it for 2 or 3 years where it was troublesome to the point. probably a little bit longer than that, maybe 4 or 5 years, but troublesome to the point that you needed security outside each of the supporters groups, and you needed to shepherd people from one side to the other. And then that dissipated after those years, and it was just back to, well, everyone can kind of behave themselves because there's so few of them. It's not really an issue.
And even with like the rivalry games between San Jose, I mean, there wasn't anything. Like there was no security issue.
Well, with San Jose, there's not everyone from San Jose who wants a ticket is getting a ticket through the San Jose front office as is given to them by the Galaxy. So everyone's housed in one space. Especially in this last instance, and definitely with LAFC, even in last year, you're going to have instances of people buying tickets individually and sitting in different places, and security having to figure out how to shepherd a couple hundred people, and it's growing pains, and we're all kind of going to get there together.
It's funny. There was an LAFC guy. I noticed it like after the 3-1 scoreline. I noticed it. I'm like,
say it one more time.
3-1 scoreline. And I look at him like, dude, what are you doing here, man? You probably want to go. Like, it's not going to end up well for you. And then he just like looks at me and does like the crying thing where you run your hand down your face like as I'm crying. I'm like,
because he was sad.
I'm like, dude, it's 3-1. You know that, right?
It's like we're currently beating your ass. I don't know.
I literally went scoreboard, and after that, I was like, all right, dude.
It's like what else is there to talk about? Scoreboard.
And then like 5 minutes later they scored, and I was like, all right, well 3-2, whatever, same thing.
Hey, look at the scoreboard. I'm still right.
Still, scoreboard, baby. Let's talk the dumbass Chivas fans.
Okay.
And their choice to wear camouflage.
This is a bad idea.
As an entire group because they're quote unquote invading.
Is that what it was?
That's what they said.
So they're. Oh, that's right. They're taking over.
Yeah.
They're taking over. All right. How's that going?
It didn't end up well.
I heard it's the Bay of Pigs, something similar. If you want to,
the Bay of Chivas, the Bay of Goats.
Bay of Goats. There you go. Oh well, you can go ahead and change the title of this episode right now, Ben. Didn't go well.
It's not gonna be blue cheese and croutons.
Probably not. I'm sure at some point you're gonna bring up some conspiracy where a bunch of kids got killed, and we'll name it after that. Is Sandy Hook 3 weeks running, bitch?
I didn't bring it up this time.
In a way, you did.
It doesn't matter who brings it up. You're responsible.
Yeah, you're always responsible for Sandy Hook. Well, the joke, not actual. Yeah, I feel like I should find out that guy's name just so I can blame him now.
Alex Jones?
No, the guy who actually committed the atrocity. They're practically.
We don't need to know his name.
That's right. You're not supposed to make celebrities out of them because
exactly.
then you're encouraging people. The camo was, and I could be wrong, at least from what I've seen, my personal viewing, universally panned, including by their own
including their own
supporters.
fans. Yes.
Yeah. It was just, I saw some posts that got posted from their Reddit board where they were like, I don't know who came up with this. That is a bad fucking idea, man.
I mean, there's quote unquote 3,000 of you people, and then no one said, hey, it's probably not a good idea.
Like in standing shoulder to shoulder, no one leaned a head over and whispered in someone else's ear like, we look like idiots. We shouldn't be doing this.
Well, it's kind of like the game like telephone, right? Like one person whispers into the other one when you're shoulder to shoulder, like we look like idiots. And then it goes down the line and just at the end of it just says, we're going to make them look like idiots.
They look like idiots. We're invading.
Yeah, that's how it ends up, right? Benjamin, you had comments on the camo?
Yeah, no, when I first saw it, I mean, it was humorous, but the more I think about it, the more I personally, and I get insulted when I see stuff like that. As somebody who actually wore the camouflage,
you actually served.
Who actually had, bullets fired at him in anger, I think it's insulting for somebody to come across town in a soccer match and wear that, trying to say, oh yeah, you know what, we're hard, we're this,
soldiers.
We're that. Yeah, we're soldiers. I mean, for lack of a better word, what the fuck have you done to wear that?
Stolen valor. Stolen valor is what it's called, my good friend.
So, I mean,
you tell them,
and
play that music, play that preaching music, and then you go nuts. It feels good. Trust me. You got every now and again.
It doesn't matter who the fuck it is. It doesn't matter who the fuck it is. If you wear that in a situation like that, you're a fucking idiot. Period. So
I agree. And I just love the fact that they thought they looked cool.
Yeah. Or to trivialize what U.S. soldiers or Canadian soldiers, whatever side Ben fought on. U.S.?
Yes.
U.S. soldiers, what they went through is akin to you traveling 11 miles to a soccer game.
Yeah.
It's insulting.
Well, probably a lot closer because...
That's right. If you live in the heart of the city.
But most of them don't. Most of them came from like Paramount and Bellflower.
Gardena.
The surrounding cities of Carson.
Yeah. Well, it was just
Some of them came past HTC from their home because some of them live in Long Beach, and even Carson, which is funny enough.
I don't understand how no one in their group was like, we're not doing this. It's a dumb idea. Like it's your second game. It's your second rivalry game where you're playing away. You're not going to wear your own colors?
Well, then
what happened to your blackout LA?
Exactly, the whole thing of like blacking out LA, right?
The ACB showed up in their white. Lars seemed to show up in way more white than we usually wear. Like,
well, because it was a lot of like, hey, white out LA. Like we're gonna wear the white. Make sure
makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I don't at all understand in your second game away to your rival being like, I'm not wearing my jersey. I'm buying a shirt and I'm going to wear that shirt because we're all going to dress alike.
I want to put this out to the YouTube comment section. What should we as a group? And we have to. This is going to be definitive. Like once we make a decision, we're going to go with it. What should we as a group wear to LAFC? Like someone suggested that we wear Tommy Bahama shirts.
Tommy Bahama. I'm already in on Tommy Bahama shirts.
Like we get the Hawaiian shirts. What else do we?
What'd you hear for Portland? We're doing tie dye.
Tie dye.
Yeah, tie dye's Portland away this weekend. I got to see if I can figure out acquiring a tie dye shirt between now and what is it, Saturday?
Secondhand stores, man.
Portland. I'm sure it won't be hard. But I'm down. Tommy Bahama is in. Perhaps we all rock some Crocs to LAFC away. I'm trying to keep it at about the same level that the Clowns did. There's a lot of potential options. Petticoats. It should be something like kind of outlandish. It should be something that people are going to look at and go, well, we're never, ever, ever going to do that again because that's a really bad idea. So maybe we do camouflage.
Or what if we like dress up as like vampires?
Well, which kind of like Dracula or like Twilight? Because I'm Sparkle Face.
Me personally, I'm more of like a Blackula fan.
Okay.
So if we all came in like high tops, like high fades.
Like oh no, what was I'm all Vampire in Brooklyn. I'll come as Eddie Murphy in Vampire in Brooklyn.
We
all pick our favorite.
That's the movie I'm actually thinking of.
Blackula's blaxploitation. It's not really acceptable. Yeah. I'm not supposed to go down that road anymore. Cool. I promise I'd stop going down that road. But
but that's like one of my favorite parts of the show when you go down that road.
It's Trump's America. Why not?
Exactly.
Jamesy says we should do Galaxy Rompers, and that's that like short thing. Like it's kind of like shorts that girls wear, but it goes all the way up like overalls. But it's like
kind of like a onesie, really, right?
It's like a onesie for adult women. Yeah.
Okay,
hopefully.
But there's men now that have them.
Men? I mean, that goes in air quotes. It's not,
Yeah,
not in my house.
What else can we think of that maybe some of these we can wear as like a unit up there?
Cock rings.
Okay.
It's got to be cock rings. And that's the thing. You can still wear a Galaxy jersey. Nobody's even going to know. You can still pick any of the other options as long as we all collectively ourselves know, hey, we got ding, ding, we got the jewelry on. We got that bling.
Or what if we go in there to make them feel more comfortable?
Araujo just got sent off.
And great. And we all just go in like goat masks. So they can feel, a little more at ease.
At least that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that's some sort of continuity of like, you're still these people. Better than just face paint and, hey, we need somebody to go out and like fucking do it up. And he was like, I'm the guy, man. I'm going to go to the Army surplus store. I'm going to get all the old Halloween paint.
We're currently having some technical difficulties.
Oh, wait, there we go. I think we're back up.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, the live stream. Yeah, the live stream's offline.
I had to restart it, so.
No worries. What are you going to do? It's restarting. It'll be back up at some point. Or if you're listening to this on a podcast, you don't care. Welcome to the future. What are the lotto numbers?
Jamie Bacon on the live chat saying, their FO paid for all that shit.
That would be less sad.
Because how could you get that many shirts? The same.
But they weren't all the same. That's the thing. No, they weren't. They're not all the same. Some of them were. That's sadder. Like different people had to go out and acquire camouflage gear, and one dude was like, "I'm the A+ student. Like I have to go above and beyond in being the most pathetic sad person in the entire stadium.
Get a tactical vest."
He went through so much work. And what's the best case scenario? Like let's say they win. You're still dressed in a fucking tactical vest and Halloween face paint for the next like 2 or 3 hours until you go home. That's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
The best thing that could possibly happen to you is like you're on the train sweating in a tactical vest with everyone on the train being like, that guy's a fucking lunatic. I don't know. If some shit breaks out, he's going to be the one eating people. Keep an eye on him. That's the 100% best case scenario in his life. The more realistic scenario in your life is you're going to lose and you're a loser waiting to go home. Most likely option.
I think I've seen someone suggest that we all go dress up as like the guys from what was the group that sang the YMCA? Village People.
Village People.
But that's not really like, that wouldn't be like 2019 though.
Well, what
right?
we would have to do is like
you can't dress
do it
as an Indian, right? Like it's just like.
I assume that would be the only problem. That's what's weird about the Village People. Everyone else is like a job, and then one guy was like, you know what my job is? I was oppressed by white people like 300 years ago.
One was like a leather daddy.
That's a job, man. That's a job of jobs.
It can get you some money for sure.
Hey, it
can get you some money.
Earning.
Oh yeah.
Earning big time.
But if you guys have any suggestions, give us a call at 562-641-5277. We want to hear from you about the game. Like, let us know. We do have some voicemails. Ben, you want to play us our first voicemail? We did have like 15, by the way. So if we don't get to yours, I apologize.
Yeah.
But we did get a lot of them, and we only have so much time.
Do we have Nestor's going? Because Nestor was putting a whole lot of work on his call and wanted to make sure he.
I didn't see. Honestly, I didn't see his call, or I didn't listen to it.
Well, then hopefully you made it.
Because I went through 15 and I didn't hear from him.
Okay. Well, maybe he fucked it up. Who knows?
I think he did. I don't know if he called the right number. Someone's gonna get some random voicemail from some drunk person.
Hey, fuck Chivas.
This is Nestor.
You guys are bitches.
You guys suck.
I don't know why we both made them like Cheech and Chong characters, but
I mean,
racism is what that's called, good sir.
Yeah. Benjamin.
All right, hey, it's Parker. 4 things in less than a minute.
This is from Parker. Mark
Yes,
Parker, sorry.
That was proper.
Mark Parker, yeah.
And you know what? I want this to keep going. I want to do this year after year because the longer it goes, the sweeter it's going to get. Goat supporters showed up in camouflage. Great for them, but we got to come up with a name because 3252 is fucking stupid. So let's go with, Army's already taken. Oh, I know, Black Army. We'll call them Black Army. How about that? All right. Favorite moment of the night? Zlatan's free kick at the end. That was beautiful. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch it again. And the last thing is Dave Romney. If your name is Dave Romney and your coach would rather use a one-legged center back playing out of position at the end of the game and keep a sub in his pocket to put you in, might be time to find a new gig. All right, guys. Later.
All right. And we're going to kind of roll through these a little bit because we do have so many. So the next one is going to be from our boy Luis.
Luis, section 138. First of all, if Carl, you're hearing this, hope you had a fucking awesome birthday. If you guys know who Carl is, he's one of the most ardent supporters in Lars. Just wish you happy birthday, brother. Anyways, what a fucking game. My voice is finally recovering. I just want to make just one observation. Amazing atmosphere. Lars brought it, Shout out to Mike Sanchez, that bald, beautiful, blue-eyed bastard. Andrew, of course. We had Mario in there as well. Johnny, and another unidentified man in there in the box. Hey, thank you guys for keeping up the fucking atmosphere 90 minutes plus. The crowd actually was alive, and it felt like a rivalry game should feel. We should be like this whenever San Jose comes, or DC comes, or even the Red Bull, when they come to town. It was an amazing atmosphere. That's what I want to see out of Lars. I could have done without all the beer throwing. Not a fan of that shit, but overall, and some of the people that showed up that know how to mind their P's and Q's and Lars, but aside from that, it was an amazing fucking sight. Everybody brought it. It was amazing to see those douchebags and Camel. I know I'm over a minute. Just give me a second. They took the L on the field and, more importantly, off the field. Haven't heard from those motherfuckers since Friday night, since the Vela goal. Haven't heard anything. Anyways, guys, appreciate the good work.
We'll go Alex first to 5. Here we go. Go.
All right. So the next one's going to be from our new friend Alex from First to 5. You can find them on YouTube. They do that.
Yo, what's up? This is Alex from First
after
to 5.
Game interviews.
Calling. It's been about 27 hours since the game, and I still feel fan-fucking-tastic. It's amazing. I'm rewatching the game right now on ESPN Plus, the Spanish broadcast, and the Hercules Omez. I call him Omez because he deserves the G in his name. And the homie, the play-by-play guy who looks like Don Francisco from Giant Saturday, a.k.a. Sábado Gigante.
Sábado
He should be
Gigante.
wearing camouflage because they're clowns. Everybody was against us. We still won. Amazing game. I love what you guys are doing. Love everything. Keep it up, guys. Like, I just started listening to the podcast, and it's fucking great. I can't wait till the next game. I mean, I feel fantastic. Hopefully, the guys can keep it up. Best performance of the year. And yeah, that's all I got to say. G's up.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you. Was that Alex? Alex, Luis, and who was the first one? Mark. Thank you guys for calling in.
And thank you, Mark, for donating the tickets that went out.
Yes, thank you, Mark. We appreciate that.
We have a lot more voicemails that we're going to get to in a little bit. We're just going to kind of touch base here and there in between them.
So let's talk. I know Mark brought up Romney. That he has Romney's definitely not on GBS's good graces.
You wouldn't think so. I mean, he's playing tonight. We're recording during the Galaxy TJ game, which I think is going to penalties right now.
Yeah. As of the time of recording right now.
You know, it's about picking your chances. And look, we talked about it last week. All things being equal, you'd rather play Polenta. If especially marking Vela, you'd rather play Polenta. Like I personally like Dave Romney a lot. I like his style of play. I like what he contributes to the team. He's not the best left back we have. He's not really the best anything we have. He's always been this jack of all trades, master of none. He can apparently do a little right back. He occasionally can do some center back. He can occasionally do he predominantly does some left back. Occasionally can play some left wing, but he just doesn't seem to specialize in anything. And seemingly mostly what GBS is focused on is getting people to play very specific positions, very specific styles that all fit his game plan. And Romney being good at a little bit of everything, it makes it a little harder on him. So, I feel for him. I think eventually we're going to have to move him on. We're going to have to kind of do a little more with that money, since it seems like we're willing to play just about anybody at left back outside of Dave Romney. Even tonight, Stelvik rose from the grave to play left back instead of playing Romney over there.
And apparently he's still getting roasted.
And still, yeah. Well, look, turkeys get roasted. That's straight out fact. There ain't nothing you can do about
facts.
that.
Straight facts, son.
So I don't know what the future holds for Dave Romney, but I don't imagine it's here much longer.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. When new coaches come in, they have their guys, and they see the team, and they're like, "Well, you're not part of my plans. I don't like you, so I'm not going to play you."
Yeah, and Romney very clearly is not one of his guys.
No,
so
no, definitely.
There's
not.
nothing you're going to be able to do about that. That's just the way it is.
Would you be shocked if he gets traded to like a New England for like an international spot?
I wouldn't be shocked if Bruce was like, "Yeah, I want him," because Bruce is over there. I wouldn't be.
But Bruce ain't trading an international spot.
They don't need him.
They're fucking spending some coinage, man. They
actually bought the guy that was on TJ from TJ
or Bo or something like that.
David Bowie.
Yeah, he seems like a Bruce player, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bruce made a move for him at all, given that he came through the academy and kind of came through when Bruce was in charge and wasn't exactly motivated to promote people through the academy and play through the academy. I wouldn't be shocked to see him go at some place like New England. Because I like Dave Romney, I want him to play soccer regularly. And I just know that that's not here. And it's kind of part and parcel of what we've talked about throughout the course of the season. Look, we're in a rebuild. And a big part of that rebuild from last year was like we kind of need to make do with what we have for the most part, because we don't know between Gio and Zlatan and Alessandrini and all these other different moving parts. So we kind of brought some of these older guys back. We're moving kind of out of that. And we're in the next few years, we're going to be transitioning through those things.
And then Romney got his contract.
A little bumper
right before GBS came on. So I think had he been the coach before the Romney signing, I don't know if that would have happened or not.
I think Romney is he's bait for the expansion teams. I think you leave him out there, you leave him unprotected. Or even
I don't even know
you put one of those trades where, hey, we're going to trade you Romney and you're not going to pick any of our players.
I could see him getting traded. I could see him getting picked up in the expansion. I could see him getting traded. He's a capable MLS left back / center back who apparently can also play right back, who apparently can also play left wing. He's just not a Galaxy left back. He's not a Galaxy center back. He's not a Galaxy right back. He's not
I mean,
he doesn't appear to be at that level for us. I could see him being at that level for other people.
I think it's okay if he wants to, if he knows his role.
And shuts his mouth.
Yeah.
He walked into that one.
Knowing that he's just going to be the guy who's going to come on for garbage minutes. He's going to play in games against, Leagues Cup, which stupid name. He's going to come on for games like that. He's going to play Open Cup games. As long as you know what your role in this organization is going to be, and you're fine with that, I mean.
Yeah, but if you're an expansion team, I mean, he's a perfect guy to put it. So you could start him at center back, left back. I mean, you can start him all
Right
over.
back, left wing.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, why not get something for him now?
But even from Dave's position, he's 26 years old. He has to be playing soccer. Like, you're 26 years old, you play Major League Soccer. If you're 26 years old and you're playing in the Premier League, you're playing in even the Championship, you're playing in the Bundesliga, you're playing in La Liga, and you're not playing, hey, that makes a little more sense. But here you're getting beat out by Didi Traore. Here you're occasionally getting beat out by, but
hey, don't get to.
But
let's not talk about bad about Didi.
But Didi has started when Romney has not started. When Romney was healthy and Didi Traore starts. Here, Traore is starting over you. Polenta is starting over you, who I believe is a center back who's been converted over. Sjelvik is occasionally start. Sjelvik currently is starting over you at left back, your preferred position. You're clearly not valued here, regardless of whether I like you or not. He's not valued to the level he needs to be at 26. He should be playing more. So I hope it all ends up working out for him. I just don't think it's going to work out here.
And that's why I think the window's open now. Trade him to another MLS team. Preferably somewhere on the East Coast, where you're not really going to see him that often.
Even if it's in the West, I mean, just based on what he means to us and his ability to hurt us, get the best value.
You don't think? I mean, you can get like
what are you going to get for him? I mean,
allocation money.
Tucker, what are you going to get?
Allocation money,
but how much?
50, 60?
No, he can be a starter. I mean, if at a lower tier MLS team, he could be a starter. I don't think we're going to get anything crazy, but if you can get. I guess if you can get anywhere in the neighborhood between 75 and 125 in targeted allocation money, where we can help, maybe pay down an incoming big name player or something like that for half a year, that works for me. I just, I don't know that there's biters this year. It might be an expansion draft kind of pickup, or as you say, trading to keep from
if there's a team who's leaking goals, which I mean, it's MLS. There's some team.
But what about Dave Romney says, hey, you're going to stop leaking goals? Like, he doesn't.
But he's a solid MLS.
He's a solid pick.
MLS defender.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why if you're not willing to get something, or you're just willing to let him go in some sort of the expansion draft, just get something for him now. Like, get some sort of money for him that way, in a year's time when Inter Miami comes in the league or Nashville comes in the league, like, you can get something for him.
Well, I think that's Ben's point. If you can use him as a make weight in the expansion draft to save one of your more important pieces, if you trade him now for nothing, then you get nothing. Then you're just I got whatever I got, but come Nashville, come Inter Miami, now I'm back open and available.
Because it's 10 people you protect, right?
I think you take 10 or 11. Something.
Is there more than 10 people on this team
11,
that you would protect?
It's usually 11.
On this team right now, I happen to have our salary list up right now. Romney makes 118,
and it's not because the youth players are off the table.
And DPs are
the homegrowns.
Homegrowns
are off the table.
And DPs are automatically protected.
But
you got guys like, do you remember Julian Araujo? Although he came through the academy, he's
he
not a homegrown.
Well, that's the person you're going to protect.
Polenta,
you'd protect.
Giancarlo,
you protect.
Fabio, we're not going to have to because he's a lone player.
And you probably won't be.
Corona. Come on. Corona. Kitchen is your. I could see it being hard for an expansion team to take Kitchen. This is way off topic right now.
You leave Kitchen off because who's going to take a $700,000?
Antuna's alone. Kitchen makes $475.
Oh, whatever.
Antuna is. I literally, if I didn't have the salaries up, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. Antuna's alone. Bingham, I would leave unprotected. Leggett, if you leave unprotected, is going to get taken 100%. Felcher, I would leave unprotected. Pontius, I would not leave unprotected, so he's my 5. Juninho, no. Steris, I would protect at this point. He's 6. Araujo is my 7. No one's taken Zubac. You can leave him unprotected. Nobody's taken Bradford. He is a homegrown.
Homegrown,
right.
yeah.
Bradford's homegrown. Efrain's homegrown. Lamson doesn't matter. So, yeah, I end at 7, and I'm good. Maybe, Didi Traore's first team. Yeah, probably 7, and I'm fine. And you're going to have 3 that are automatically protected because of your DPs, and so that would put us in a position where we also need to protect Pavone. until he actually gets that DP tag. So I don't know, but
you're calling that or what?
Christian Pavone. Are we talking about it now?
Well, no, I mean, but you're bringing up the name, dude.
No, just
hold on.
Whoa,
hold on. You kind of just idly fucking dropped the. Christian Pavone, whatever.
No, we'll hold it.
We'll I'm sure
it's on the board. We'll hold it.
I'm sure there's a segment where we'll inevitably get to it.
Wow. What were we talking about? Oh, the LAFC game.
we get back to calls.
Let's get back to some calls.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll play 2 at a time because 3 is too much.
We got Fredo coming next.
At some point.
Yo, this is Fredo. I'm trapped in a cage. Think of the children.
I'm a glass case of emotion.
Man, what a game. Fantastic. Zlatan walked the walk, talked the talk, and backed it up, man. He showed Vela for sure. That was awesome. That first goal, beautiful. The fight and to finish that was good. Defense was great. We hustled, we got in, we fouled fools the way it's supposed to be. And the kids out on the wings, awesome. Loved it. And you can't beat us. You can't beat us. Viva Lars.
I forgot the next name. What was the next name?
Next we got Alonzo.
Sorry, I'm the one who's like being
hey
OCD
guys,
right now, watching
Alonzo.
the game.
Oh my gosh, what can I say? What a fucking game! Oh, these guys, they finally played with balls, man. They freaking beat the shit out of LAFC shit. I fucking loved it. Phenomenal. Fucking great. Anyway, guys, love you guys. Love the podcast. Fucking celebrating with a nice cigar, few beers. We're here with my buddies and just fucking enjoying the night, man. And before I forget, fuck LAFC. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, Alonzo. Thank you. Yo, this is Fredo.
There does seem to be a continuing theme.
Before we
fuck LAFC.
Before we get into that, G's just beat TJ in PK, so they're moving on
to the
in
final,
the Leagues Cup.
semifinal.
No, what is quarter? Because there's only 8 teams, right?
8 teams, yeah. Never has there been a fan so thrilled
about a win, right?
First
it's just another game.
Of all, maybe you're looking at it wrong. The G2s just advanced.
You know what? I'm back on board. I'm back in.
All right, we'll discuss that later. Maybe next week.
Run of the semis.
Yeah. I mean, it's always this feeling that you just don't want to lose to this team, right? Like, just don't lose to them. That's like the baseline. Just don't lose to them.
Can I posit something? Can I throw a hat into the ring? You tell me what you think.
Throw it in, baby.
I fear, as Galaxy fans, we have to stop this narrative. And you again, I'm just going to toss this out. I want people in the live chat immediately tell me what you think. Ben and Ed, immediately tell me what you think. We might have to move past this talking point about the San Jose rivalry versus the LAFC rivalry. Let's be honest with ourselves. I get it. I get the history. And I think for older people, for people who've been around a little while longer, San Jose is a big deal. DC United, for me, DC United is still a huge fucking deal. Nobody else cares. Nobody else really gives a shit about when the Galaxy play DC United, except for the older fans, the people who have been around, getting screwed out of the '96 MLS Cup.
I don't think that that's a doubt in. I think most people's minds. I mean, it's literally it's a team that plays 11 miles away from you. I think the problem with that is that the players and maybe the front office are playing down the rivalry between LA and San Jose.
But it's we can agree. It's clear that based on how they played, and I don't even necessarily need to make the argument of one versus the other, but based on the level of effort and energy that the players on the field put into the LAFC game, like it's clear where they view it. Like they view the LAFC game as absolutely must win. Everything else is unacceptable.
Matt Alessandra in the chat says Zero Cool is a grubber shit.
Look. But Matt again to that point, and I see Matt and I see Andrew and I see everyone else in the live chat. I get it. But again, for the people who've been around
'Cause-
for decades prior to this game, I get the San Jose thing, I get the DC United thing. But in 20 years, in 15 years, in 10 years, you know what I mean? Like the people on the field treated it as if it was an absolutely must-win game. Everything else was unacceptable. We haven't seen effort like this literally all season. Not like this. We've seen dominating performances. You saw the Minnesota game. Everyone was kind of on their game and focused and dialed in. But this was a game where everyone appeared to treat it as if we have to win. There is no excuse but to win. You see Giancarlo not tracking back, but making incredible tackles. Uriel Antunes sprinting 50 fucking yards to make a tackle because I have to get there because I can't let them score. What did we get scored on? An offside goal and David Bingham making a David Bingham mistake. Other than that, everyone else was on their shit. Polenta owned that dude. Polenta fucking owned Carlos Vela. MVP of the league. You got an offside goal and a PK where if we had a half-decent competent keeper, it wouldn't happen.
It was like 30 minutes into the match when I stopped going, don't let him go to his left. Don't let him go to his left. Because I realized Polenta's got it. He's good.
He had it.
He's good.
He absolutely had it. And I rewatched the game again today. At no point did I have any fear in my I knew the result obviously, but you're watching it and even in games where I know the result, I get trepidation, I get a little stress as the team I don't want to win gets close. Wasn't even close. I was never worried. Diego Rossi has a goal that gets bounced off the corner of the goalpost. That's a little dicey. Other than that, they had him. They absolutely had him.
I agree to you to a point where LAFC is definitely number one on the rival list. I think it is a failure on the FO's part that they're not letting these guys know that San Jose as well is a rival that we've gone on for 22 years, 23 years.
An extremely important
What was it, 2 years that they were gone for the league or whatever?
Yeah, right.
I think San Jose also, the playoff rivalry between the Galaxy and San Jose runs deep also.
But that's my point though. When you're taking into account the history of the rivalry, obviously, San Jose, it's not remotely close. You can't even have a real rivalry when one team can't win a game. But to us, and it's the job of the fan. It's our place in the world to keep that rivalry going, to keep that rivalry burning. But to the people on the field, the ones who are actually in it, if we all personally say, hey, I love it when we beat the Columbus Crew, that's great. If the players play the Columbus Crew no different than they play New England or Seattle or whoever else, it doesn't matter.
And if this, and people are arguing with us in the live thread, the live chat, that San Jose is our number one rival. Look at the game 2 weeks ago. Compare that
to the game 4 weeks ago.
Compare that to how it was in the stands, literally the week after. Like, it's no comparison.
Yeah, it's not close.
It's not even close.
And again, it's not me saying, hey, LAFC should be our main rival. It's saying, look at the people who are Galaxy fans who show up. Look at the game they choose to show up for. There might be a chance, and I look, I'm not trying to upset anybody, or I'm not trying to, because I'm seeing a lot of toys get thrown out of the crib here. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. But I'm not the one you should be shooting at. Go shoot at everyone else who doesn't seem to care. Because I had two choices of which game I was going to take off work to go to, and I went to the San Jose game.
And I went to the LAFC game.
Like, I know where I'm at. I understand where I'm at. But you need to look at everyone else in your stadium. You need to look at the other supporters outside of people who are in supporters groups. Because Lars looked like it was rocking. The ACB looked like it was fucking rocking. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe part of the San Jose game was the fan base who was actually in the stadium very much cared about the game. But it was so deflating how quickly we were taken out of it that everyone just kind of backed up. I don't know. I was at the game for the 4-3 against LAFC, and we went down 3-0 really early. And everyone, as heartbroken as everyone was, they were fucking in it until the end. So,
well,
I'm not, but
most of us.
Well, some of us left.
Some of us left to go get food.
Some of us made
left to go get food, never came back, and just bailed.
Well, I came back
left their boy there just to
I came back when it was 3-3
by himself.
So that's my only.
I saw the game winner.
It's not to say, look, if you personally,
I need to drown my sorrow, man, in food.
What else could you do? If you personally,
I couldn't jerk off and make myself feel better.
Why?
Public. It's all cosmic.
Boom. If you personally,
not on the wings.
Nice. On the wings. It's terrible.
On the wings of love.
Who is that?
I don't know. You want to Google it real quick?
No, it's
On the wings of love.
okay. Apparently, there's a Filipino comedy series called On the Wings of Love,
Okay.
which has nothing to do. I just Googled On the Wings of Love, and that came up.
But you know what? Just to reiterate the fact, like, look,
Jeffrey Osborne. I should have knew that.
the fans who are showing up clearly show where priority lies in this rivalry right now.
Yeah,
They
don't get mad at
didn't
me.
show up. They didn't show up the Friday before and pack up that stadium.
And they showed up and fucking packed the LAFC game.
And that game is packed.
So
Yes, in a lot of our eyes, San Jose is still a main rival. Yes,
sure.
but it's slowly becoming less and less because, and let's be honest, less and less of their fans are even going to their games, especially the quote unquote ultras, because they're always beefing with their front office. So there's less and less of them, which less and less, banter online and less shit talking, whatever, less for better for worse, less confrontations in the stands.
Less people to punch in the face.
Exactly.
I usually try not to directly reference the live chat as much as I can, but there was a comment that I have to. Andrew, our dear friend, was here last week, says, you're letting the lemmings and casual fans decide who our biggest rival are. This is the way I choose to look at it. I'm being realistic about the fact that the size of the supporters groups inside I want to call it the Home Depot Center, is a minority of Galaxy fans. And I think, and I had to deal with this myself a couple years ago, it's occasionally difficult to understand being as passionate as you are as a fan, being as passionate as you are as a supporter. Andrew's hopping in a car in 2 weeks to drive 30 hours to go to fucking Atlanta, which is crazy. Like, for me at this stage of my life, like, that's a crazy thing I could not do. I have nothing but the utmost respect for any person that travels away, especially via car to the other side of the country. Like, utmost respect. Every single person who's in a supporters group is in a minority in that building. Like, that's math. Like, that's just the way it is. I love what the ACB does. I love what Lars does. I absolutely love the job Andrew has done as a capo. But everyone who is a supporter exists in a bubble, especially in that stadium. It's not as if each of the supporters groups are 4,000 deep or 3,000 deep. Like, we are a minority in our own building. And that level of support, that level of interest and energy that you put in is drastically greater than all these other people, but there's far more of them. And if they're all showing up for LAFC, at some point you've got to see that direction and see where it's going. You know what I mean? And to your point of it's quickly becoming that rivalry. It's not even, this is the fourth game. It's not even that, it's way faster than Chivas USA was. It's way faster than Chivas USA was. So I don't know. It's just something to think on. But I definitely saw in person the San Jose atmosphere.
With the Chivas 2.0, you had, a year and a half, 2 years of just this plastic organization and quote-unquote fans of a logo because there was no team.
Mm-hmm.
You had 2 years of them just dogging and just like...
Oh, you San Jose?
No, I'm talking about for
LAFC?
yeah.
5. It's 5 years to sitting on the bench.
Whatever.
But to your point, like, it's 5 years of people who look at a logo and obsessed, and it's the totality of their being for 6 years now, and it's like it eats at them. I'm with you. I'm with you 1,000%, man. I'm on board with you.
So I mean, you had that leading up to it, and just like this is going to be the number one rivalry. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time. Yeah. And it's not to say that
and
it's the case right now.
Technically, it's not a rivalry because they, haven't beat us yet, so you can't really call
hard.
it a rivalry when you've not lost to a team yet.
Fredo makes a great point. El Tráfico happens in real life. There, you have friends, you have coworkers, you have teammates on pickup leagues that you play who might be an LAFC fan. I had a coworker myself who wears an LAFC hat every fucking day, and I want nothing more than to just squeeze his throat until his eyes pop out. And I can't do that.
It was Saturday or Sunday after this weekend. And I'm going to buy a printer for because I'm actually going back to school next semester. And I went to go buy a printer, and the dude who's like working there at Best Buy is like, "The Galaxy, man, you're killing me." And I just go, literally my only response, 3-2, and then I just walk away.
I'm killing you. I ain't killing you. What are you talking? I'm not Swedish,
bro. You're in Lakewood.
Yeah,
you're in Lakewood.
I hate seeing LAFC fans in Long Beach. It fucking drives me nuts.
People in Lakewood, Long Beach, they have to drive past. Yeah. Our stadium
drives me nuts
to get to the Bank of California Stadium.
It just doesn't make sense.
I don't get it. I don't get that.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh,
But-
they're fucking idiots, man.
you know.
I hate them. I can't stand them.
But Matt,
If I see somebody with an LAFC sticker on the car, I may or may not just cut them off or try and
try and spin them out on the road, murdering their entire family.
Brake checking fools.
But that's it. That's my only thing. Like I think as fans of the Galaxy, as very passionate fans of the Galaxy, we all kind of got to see where the puck is going. I love everyone who, holds the candle, holds the flame for San Jose. I still hold it for DC United. I'm with you.
And don't worry, it's not going to go away. If you hate San Jose now, you're not going to hate them any less.
You're never going to stop looking down on them.
Yes.
That part doesn't change. Like we don't talk about Seattle as much as we used to, but every time we play Seattle, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to lose to those people.
Exactly.
And granted, that happens to most teams in the league at this point for me. There are very few
There's still
teams,
a little bit with Portland because of Caleb Porter.
Yeah. And it's like I don't necessarily like losing to Sporting Kansas City just because they're so close in the tally of MLS Cups. Like those are the things I kind of take into account. But you just got to see where we're moving. You got to see where it's moving. And this is where we're moving.
Name me a team I'm probably like, there's a reason why I'd be like, I don't want to lose to them because of this certain reason.
And you know what? Keep
Orlando.
I wouldn't
Will
want to
Johnson.
lose. Yes, Will Johnson.
Will Johnson, easy. They're fans. Every single Orlando fan.
Dude, what about Philly, the Union?
It's Philadelphia.
They never
It's
done
Philadelphia.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's Philadelphia. I mean, they're not very good. I don't think they've really, not that I can recall, I don't think they've really done anything. They haven't signed players that I don't like, but they're one of those teams that they got expanded, and when it happened, you were just like, oh, that's because it's a major market, and they don't have a team.
I do love their location of the stadium where it looks out onto
it looks nice.
like the bridge and all that stuff. That is pretty cool.
You do know that's the biggest ghetto in Philly is where their stadium is.
I don't care. I'm not going to be there. I'm saying
I assume every foot in Philadelphia is the biggest ghetto in Philly.
And the Union are getting all kinds of shit because they promised this whole big revitalization shit, and instead they haven't done anything.
Give me one more team. I bet I can do it.
All right, let's go with New England. I mean,
I fucking face them in an MLS Cup every 3 years.
Yeah, but all we do is beat them. I mean, it's
Jermaine Jones.
Really
if they didn't sign
Jermaine
Jones, if they didn't sign Jermaine Jones, he would have never played for the Galaxy.
Colorado.
Jermaine Jones.
2010 MLS Cup final. They had no business being there.
And they knocked us out 2016?
15.
The year of Gerard.
15.
Was that 15?
Yeah. We didn't make the playoffs 16. We didn't make the playoffs 16, 17.
So Gerard was 15.
Yeah.
And then next year we got Jermaine Jones.
Gerard was the only one to score, too. It's crazy.
And I mean, obviously both New York teams are, they're New York. So
I actually like the Red Bulls. I actually have no beef with the Red Bulls, only because their fans came over here.
Their fans are cool, yeah.
Literally a decade ago, and I had one good time with them.
Okay, so Columbus then.
Caleb Porter.
Caleb Porter.
Yeah, Caleb Porter. Easy.
And plus this whole save the
Press
crew.
court.
Save the crew, and now there's still only 4,000 fans showing up to games, but whatever.
Hey, man. That 4,000, that minority is all that matters. They say save the crew, and we save the crew. Keeps on going.
You're like, sure.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we have a ton of phone calls left, but because we are starting to exceed the time and we told ourselves we were going to keep it tight, we're going to go through only 4 more.
I don't have a reason. Somebody said Minnesota. I don't think I have a reason to hate Minnesota United. Not that I can remember.
It was because of their shitty field that Baggio broke his leg.
And just it ended Baggio's career?
Pretty much.
Oh, fuck them then. Oh, Rafa Marquez is on New York Red Bulls. That's a great reason to hate them.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that dude was in. There's been really, really good Mexican players in MLS, and there's been fucking awful ones. Neri Castillo, Rafa Marquez, Giovanni Dos Santos.
Who was on Houston?
Cubo Torres?
No. I remember because clearly it was a playoff game, and he kicked out on Omar when the ball was going to go out. What was his name?
I'm not gonna be able to pull this.
Landin?
Wow. Yes, it's Lindin, I think. Oh Jesus, what was his first name? Ben should be able to type. Luis Angel Landin. I fucking forgot about that dude entirely.
Because I remember, dude, Omar was just owning him the whole game, and so he was shielding the ball that was going out, and he cleared Omar out and got a straight red.
You're getting a call to play more voicemails, Benjamin.
All right, 2 at a time. This is Edward Sturgeon, good guy.
This is Edward Sturgeon, Section 121.
Why that is so weird.
ACB representing.
The game, I thought Fabio Alvarez played out of his mind best performance I've seen him play for the G's. I thought, pushing Araujo up to be on the wing was like a sketch call at first, but proved to be like the game changer. I just kind of hate to see, like, when we play San Jose, our historic rival, it's really down. We get defeated really quick, and we don't play like that, but we play against these guys who just like to shitpost on Twitter. And then now all of a sudden we're trying to play like we actually know how to play soccer. But overall, I'm pleased to see that our guys actually had the motivation to step up and play against all odds when people are saying like that, oh, that Galaxy are down in form, they're never going to beat LAFC, they have no chance, Vela's better than Zlatan, and we go out and show them that they stood no fucking chance at all. And so I'm pleased with the performance, but I need to see this carry on into the remainder of the season, because the remainder of the season should be a cakewalk compared to the level of play that we had to play tonight. So I'm happy, but speculative to see it continue. But keep up the good work with the podcast, guys, and I can't wait to hear the new show. Bye.
Thank you, Edward. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit with the San Jose stuff. The players are not as motivated to play that game as we've seen. Literally, the week after, we saw them play an amazing game with heart and passion, and just come out and just, I mean, you say it, overpowered the other team.
Yeah.
Just and everything.
You can very clearly tell the game they were focused on winning. If they had to choose between the two, the LAFC game was the more important. And part of it is the Twitter, shithousery, and another part of it is, hey, they might actually interact with those guys a little more often than we really think about.
Yeah.
Especially for Jonathan. He interacts with Vela, on a regular basis. We're at war. Like that's the way it goes. Hopefully nobody invades us, but we're in a battle for our major market. And that's just kind of what it is.
All right, now this next one is from our boy Jamesy, who's over in Budapest. Sit back, because this one it's great.
Is it a whole thing?
It's a whole thing.
We'll just let it go.
Hi, this is Jamesy from Budapest. Well, this is how we're going to do this. Fuck Mia Hamm. Fuck Bob Bradley. Fuck LAFC as a club, market research firm, and a motherfucking crew. And if you down with Carlos Vela, fuck you too. 3252, fuck you too. All you Camel motherfuckers, fuck you too. All of y'all motherfuckers, drive slow on the way home, motherfucker. My Zlatan, make sure all y'all kids know, you motherfuckers can't see us or be us. We're fucking thug riders, west side till we die. Out here in California, we've warned ya. We'll bomb on you motherfuckers. We do our job. You think you mob? Hipster, we the motherfucking mob. Ain't nothing but killers and the real winners. All you sheep fuckers feel us? Our shit goes 5-star. You hipsters laugh because our staff got goals under their motherfucking belts. You know how it is when we drop wins they felt. You Chivas can't feel it. We the realists. Fuck 'em. We the bad boy winners. Ugh.
Oh my God! Yeah, just Ben, play that.
Arguably the best voice.
Sorry to step on you, Tuck,
Please.
but I honestly believe that we could just play that for the next 40 minutes and close the show with that.
Jamesy, who is, I mean, literally the whitest guy that I know.
Genuinely the whitest person I've ever met in my life.
Just beautifully
bars.
Remixing the classic Tupac. I mean, so great. I sent Jamesy a message on the Discord. I was like, dude, you're so gangster.
It's the greatest voicemail he's ever played.
Yeah.
Or that we've ever played, for sure. Well done, Jamesy. Well done.
Oh, my goodness.
Jamesy, a lot of people don't know. For people who haven't spent a lot of time in 138 over the years, Jamesy is a regular, like, on the fly, just very clever chant writer. Just in the middle of something. He was always very big on the, like, this sucks, and it's just like this slight little change. You're like, that's nice. That's funny. He's just that nice little clever Eric Foreman white kid. I love it. I miss you, James.
You hear you seen the chant that I made for Boateng?
Mm-mm.
If it's AM or PM, he'll slide into your DM. Boateng.
That's good.
He
likes to fuck, man. Boateng likes to fucking whip his dick out. I imagine.
If I was making $65,000 and playing next to Zlatan and on one of the greatest teams in this country, I mean, dude.
I know we covered it. We covered it quickly at the beginning when the salary came out. Take a stab in the dark to see. Check your memory. What do you think Emma Boateng makes this year?
I thought he made like something like 175 or something like
185.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still a lot.
That's close.
Still a lot. But if you get a DM from someone making 185,000, who's black, so you know you're gonna have a good time. Probably.
He can get you all the Herbalife products for free. You don't have to sign up for a monthly subscription.
I like how you pass over the race immediately. I love that, man.
Your aunt, like, you don't have to sell to like 5 other people to get them to join your group, and they get 5 other people to join their group.
Don't get pregnant because he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave. It's what we do.
He's like, I got an emergency back in Ghana. Like,
Andrew brings up a great point. Jamesy wrote the Donovan Ricketts chant. Vitamin D deficiency Ricketts. That chant works on multiple levels.
Oh yeah, man.
Multiple levels. Can we get some more voicemails, Benjamin? Just keep them rolling. Two at a time.
The next one's gonna be from Carlos Herrera, but his name was.
Hey, it's Carlos Herrera, General Admission here. Just want to say, fuck Carlos Vela, little bitch, divey motherfucker, and Dora the Explorer haircut looking motherfucker. Fuck you.
It was bad, man.
G's up. We run LA. Bye.
That was funny. That's one of the movies you definitely saw over the weekend was Carlos Vela next to Dora the Explorer. So good. So good. He's a little bitch. All right, is our last call we're doing? Our last call for the night is going to be from friend of the show and also contributor to the show, Jamie Bacon.
First of all, I don't appreciate Ed calling me a jerk on that goddamn voicemail right there.
I forgot the voicemail.
Here. All I got to say about last night is we all know that Bob Bradley cannot win a big game. He chokes every single time, and last night he choked on Zlatan's big dick.
Wow.
Love you, boys. Bye.
Choked on his. It's always weird to hear women say things like that, even if it's like one of the guys.
But yeah, it's like someone you know.
Yeah, and it's just like I've had enough conversations with Jamie in person where I can entirely see her saying that sentence and then hanging up and laughing hysterically to herself, justifiably. And now the phone lines are open, so if you want to call in, you're listening live in the live chat. Want to get in touch? 562-641-5277.
Yeah, so if you're listening to us live on YouTube, on youtube.com/Riot Squadcast, or if you're listening to us on Facebook or Twitter, we're live on everything. On everything.
We're live everywhere you're at.
Give us a call. We want to hear from you people.
And if your voicemail didn't make if your voicemail happened to not make the show today, this will probably be a perfect time to call in and let Vid know exactly what you think about him.
There you go.
And get your message across.
To be fair, there were 16 voicemails.
There was. It's like the second most voicemails we've had since AJ got traded.
Yeah.
So, and I will put them at the end. There's 4 of them, I think, 4 or 5 that we didn't get to. I'll put them at the end of the show. So if you're listening on the pod, you'll be able to hear your call.
There you go. There you go. All right. Let's talk about Zlatan because there's so much that came out of this game about
just involving him.
Him.
Which is what he's good at.
Like right there on the board.
Yeah, it's fine. This is our second point.
Z elbow.
Zlatan with the perfect hat trick.
A perfect natural hat trick.
Perfect natural hat trick. His left foot, his right foot, header.
3 goals undisturbed. No one scoring in between them. Yeah, which is more of a hockey thing than anything. But
I think that kind of you get like a lot of them like intertwined. Like you'll get a lot of like if a goalie gets like scored, you'll see a commentary like he got scored in the 5-hole. Like
yeah, there is that kind of crossover. But I can't recall the last time I saw a natural perfect hat trick in a rivalry game. I mean that's as big of an occasion as you can ask from anyone, including the third one, which was beautiful and late in the game and turned out to be the game-winning goal because at the time we didn't even know we needed it. Just an absolutely I think he got a 10 rating from Who Scored. Absolutely outstanding performance from him.
When Jonathan Tannenwald sent the ballots out for Player of the Week, he had a special message that, hey, there were other games besides LAFC. Please fill in your number 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
only when the Galaxy plays.
But you gotta love it. You gotta love that. I mean, and you've still seen complaints from people like, where was this Zlatan last week or the week before?
He did kind of own it though, didn't he? I mean, after the San Jose game, he said, "Hey, it's a big game, and I didn't even get a shot on goal."
Yeah.
So.
Well, he definitely got a couple shots this game.
I think he had 7 shots on goal. Or 7 shots total. I mean, he had 4 or 5
7 shots on goal and 1 to someone's face. So it was a good.
I mean, that first one was the best, right?
The first goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Araujo's like chip pass over the defender.
Yeah, that was real.
He just like dinks it over the oncoming defender and just
Three touches.
Yeah.
I don't think he lets it hit the ground.
Yeah, it hits the ground.
It hits the ground, bounces?
Yeah, hits the ground. It's
beautiful.
like a half volley. But yeah, I mean, his first goal against LAFC is going to be a nice goal. I mean, it is. It's
I'm seeing people.
There is not a universe that exists.
You like that? You like that, don't you? I told you.
That a
told
brilliant
all
goal
you.
doesn't happen.
I like a lot of people are comparing it to that wonder goal, that 45-yard goal he scored.
Nah.
It's not up to that level, but man, that's got to be contender for goal of the year.
Well,
though.
this is what's crazy.
Right? It's got to be for goal of the year.
Zlatan has arguably scored the top 3 goals in the rivalry all by himself. You know what I mean? Like the header he got in the same game in Friday's game. Wild. Like the idea that he was able to redirect that and get pace on it, get some force on it in whipping his neck when his body's going the wrong way.
I mean, he jumped so high he could have leaped over the defender that was on
the
him.
Araujo goal, the first goal. Crazy. The goal last year. Crazy. It's the third goal in this game, or the third Zlatan goal in this game. The Araujo to Fabio to Zlatan. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, the one touch passes. I mean, dude.
The confidence level when you're 3-1 up this late in the game, or 2-1 up this late in the game.
That's what I definitely want to see more of. Like,
I want to see a 17-year-old who is confident enough to take a one-touch pass and passing it to what had been a struggling attacking midfielder, and have that midfielder in the game be so confident to go, I know where he's going to be.
That was a little dodgy 5 minutes for that Fabio Alvarez, but
it was Fabio Alvarez's best game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't think we get a whole lot of complaints about it. It was his best full. It was the best full 90-minute performance the team as a whole has made.
Yeah.
So you're going to see best full performances out of someone like Julian Araujo, not playing in defense, playing on a right wing, which was a masterstroke tactically from GBS. Added extra defense to the right side. So you have Araujo covering Felcher, Araujo covering Steris, Jonathan covering Steris, Jonathan covering Araujo, everyone working together to completely isolate Diego Rossi and take him out of the game. Just remove him completely out of the game.
So much so that I've listened to a lot of the soccer podcasts, and they say that they were mentioning how is Diego Rossi the guy that he's even going to be someone who can carry LAFC. I'm like, that's how bad or how good the Galaxy players like played him out of that game.
Well, this is the
where
thing.
Everyone questioned, like, is this guy even going to be the guy who can actually help the LAFC team? I'm like, damn, dude.
Well, if Vela goes, because he and it's clearly not going to happen. They're 4 deep on world-class forwards now, or they soon will be. But if Vela got to leave and go to Barcelona, Diego Rossi would have had to be the guy. Diamande was useless. Diamande is probably the worst player on the field in that whole game. I don't know what his ratings were or anything like that. But from what I watched, he was one of the more useless people. Diego Rossi, someone you would hope, the way we would play him, we would give the ball to Vela, have people kind of float over to his side, and then you switch the ball out to Rossi, let Rossi kind of burn you. But there was so much defensive cover over on the right, he's barely there. He didn't really see. He had 1 or 2 good chances, and that was it. And he's pretty much shut down. Zlatan, they knew how we were going to play. They knew exactly. We did the exact same thing we did last year. You knew what we were going to do. Didn't matter. We made small, slight tactical changes, and Zlatan was able to take advantage of, and I think we even said it, or I said it on the show last week, it's going to take a little window. Take a little bit of window, a little bit of something special, a little bit of magic. Same thing we had last year. Little bit of space. And they made the same fucking mistake. They gave the guy 2 feet to work with, and he burned him over and over and over again. It's heartbreaking that he's 37.
Yeah.
Whatever personal kind of beefs and whatever kind of goes on between fans and Zlatan, whatever. It's heartbreaking that he's 37. I wish he was 35. I wish he was still done. But I wish we had, 2 or 3 more years to on the goal scoring side. I don't really want to deal with any of the rest of them, but on the goal scoring side, I want 2 or 3 more years of this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He definitely doesn't have it in him where he can go even maybe another year.
I think it's it. Which is crazy to say that a guy comes off a man of the match, perfect 10, hat trick against your rival, natural perfect hat trick game, and you're like, he's probably done next year.
They probably go back to Malmo and like retire after that.
Yeah, look, who fucking deserves it?
Yeah.
Other than him, he's done the one thing I asked for. keeps LA. He almost personally keeps LAFC from winning games. At least at the I keep wanting to say the StubHub Center. At least at the Dignity Health Sports Park, whatever.
I mean, he's scoring hat tricks and then apparently, breaking dudes' faces.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But what was it? They're saying in the 94th minute, he goes up for a header with
El Manure. I genuinely think it's El Manure.
That'd be good.
Or something close to that.
Well, if it's according to the LAFC fans, manure, because they put it's called an Enya, which is that squiggly line over the N.
Okay.
But he's not Spanish. He's Egyptian.
Oh, that ain't right.
Or like Syrian, I think, or something.
He's from one of those.
He's from one of those countries.
Yeah, you know. I know my friend.
But I know he's for sure not Spanish. So there's no Enya on top of his name.
He is Libyan.
Yeah. So when they sent out their oh my God, going back to the fans, they sent out a press release begging MLS to take another look.
They're so pathetic.
They're begging MLS to take a look and make sure that
so
Zlatan gets fined and suspended.
Yeah. It's Seattle all over again. It's just that it's those growing pains, and you never really hear about that shit from Seattle anymore. It's those growing pains of those new teams coming into the league and all these people who don't quite understand. Thank you. We appreciate it. We've been here before.
We know you've only been watching soccer for 2 years.
Yes, we know. At least, best case scenario is you're brand new to the sport.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario is you're a Chivas fan and you don't possess the intellect capable to understand what we're all talking about. So just sit in the corner and we'll bring an adult for you later. For now. Shh. But to actually have what is MLS realistically going to do? Hey, by the way, guys, the 3252 asked us to take a look at this. So we're going to go back. Turns out we are going to suspend you.
We weren't going to do before, but they did make a Twitter post.
See, this is the thing. We didn't want to.
So maybe we should go back and look at it.
We didn't want to, but their numbers are so massive. They're shoulder to shoulder, guys. What do you want to? We're up against an invading force and an army. What do you want us to do? 3-game suspension.
Guys, they invaded Carson. Maybe we should go back and look at
They have tactical vests. You don't know what's in those vests, Ed.
They had balloons and tactical vests.
Orange, kind of goldish, but really, and like a grayish kind of balloon. They're ready. They're ready for war. We're gonna have to look at it.
They took off the mats.
They took. Oh yeah. And did you see they ended up slipping on the floor?
Because they were non-slip mats.
Because they weren't soundproof mats.
Stupid idiots.
I'm glad they're here. I'm glad to a degree. I'm glad they exist. They're good comedy. In my younger years, when I would be traveling away and all that shit, they'd be more bothersome. But now they're just like funny.
And so he goes up for a header. When you go up for a header, you're not just jumping with your arms on your side. Your arms go out. Connected with
especially if you're drastically larger than someone else.
And who the other guy doesn't protect himself. Or I'm just gonna go the other guy, the Libyan, which sounds kind of cooler actually than
just call him the Libyan.
And then manure.
Well, maybe if the Libyan actually went up for the ball,
doesn't it sound
he
cooler
wouldn't have got. I like calling him.
It sounds like a Bond villain, or like from Die Hard.
It's like he's our Libyan friend. But if you is Libya the country in Back to the Future?
Back to the Future,
okay.
yeah.
Maybe if he actually competed for that ball and jumped in the air, he wouldn't have got elbowed in the fucking head. And I'm not saying if he actually got elbowed and it was enough to cause some sort of damage and he needs surgery and his season's done, obviously that's terrible for him and blah, blah, blah. But I don't, whatever. But who does it? What soccer player doesn't jump in the air to try to win a ball late in the game? And then all these LAFC fans are posting. Someone posted a video of him winning a ball. I want to say it's against Orlando, but he's back to goal, like entirely different circumstance. He's back to goal, stationary, and ball's coming over the top. He takes it on his chest and passes it out to the side. And I'm like, well, you play those two videos side by side and see how literally no one is in the same place and literally no one is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand that soccer plays are different sometimes? Like if human beings are standing in different places when different things happen, they're probably going to react to them a little differently. Like I'm glad they exist, but I'm only glad they exist because I get to realize how much smarter I am than them. It makes it all so much easier. They're like a big mirror of just saying, Chris, you know so much more about soccer than them. It's easy to pass through. Everybody can paint their face. Anyone can paint their face and look like an idiot. It's really hard to actually watch games and learn about the sport. That's slightly harder.
But here's the thing. They're not there to watch the game or learn about the sport.
No, man. They're here to take over.
It's about the gram.
It's about the hashtags.
It's about looking cool. Because that's what it's about with them. It literally when you're following a brand, a logo for 3 years before anything even existed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are we expecting? They're plastic. They're just completely plastic.
I'm glad it's over.
For another 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, for
we go play them again
for a little while.
Let's move on. Let's get into Big Tony's email. Yeah. All right. Let me bring that up because I had it up. Here we go. Again, thank you, Big Tony, for sending your emails and contributing to the show. We really appreciate that. So Will Saint Ibra showed us the way to victory over Chivas 2.0, but only Chris kept the faith, predicting a 2-1 win.
I told you, bitches.
Both Ben and myself assumed doom and gloom, predicting a 1-4 and 0-4 losses. So Chris was able to extend his lead to 3 points over Ben and 6 over Ed. Chris now has 14 on the year, Ben has 11, and Ed still has 8.
Suck my dick, Ben.
Listener predictions. We only had 30 participants this week. I really expected more people to participate, given who the G's were playing. Out of the 30, 21 listeners predicted a win. A lot of people, they had more faith than we did.
Then y'all two did.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure. Just want to check because y'all two motherfuckers.
21
negativity.
21 listeners predicted a win, with 4 people correctly predicting the score. Richard C., Elizabeth J., Jesse W., I think that's Jesse Werner, and Kevin. However, only Richard correctly foresaw Zlatan getting a hat trick.
Wow.
Good for you,
well
Richard.
Well done, Rich.
Good for you. Correctly getting this scoreline, Zlatan getting the hat trick. That means with his 3-point game, he moves into a tie for first place with Ethan B. and Luis L., all who now sit on 16 points. Danny A. is the lone man in second with 15 points, with Elizabeth and Walter tied at third with 14. So with 13 games left, it's still anybody's game. Good on you, Richard, man. I always love it when someone gets a
well done.
A 3-pointer.
Gets a hat trick on Zlatan's
a hat trick on the hat trick.
Love it.
Thinking about it, the G's have played 21 games so far. That means that there have been a total of 63 points up for grabs. The leaders who are tied at 16 points are only averaging 0.76 points per game and have only grabbed about 25% of the possible points. It seems like the prediction game is a lot harder than you'd assume. And we told you that it was going to be hard.
Who would have seen us getting scored on 6 times by San Jose?
Yeah, I mean,
in like 3 weeks. It's hard. But that was the whole point of opening it up to the listeners. It's easy after the fact to say, well, yeah, I would have picked that.
Oh, yeah.
But when you fucking play it, we're all still losing to the guy in first place. That's okay. That's all right. We're all trying our best. That's what's important.
And then when the dummies forget to put in the score, Gilbert, you're losing an opportunity here. We give a big shout out to Big Tony. He's does a lot of work on these emails, and he's doing. If you win this, you win. His beer prize. And
do you remember when Andrew said he was going to start late and just come in and fucking barnstorm
yeah.
over the
You want to look at where Andrew is in the table right now?
Can you? Yeah, I'd love to. Because I know it was going to be so easy once he finally got started and kind of brushed everyone out of the way because it's. But also, I'm assuming most of the time he's just forgotten to actually put in a prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that he probably just forgot.
But his problem is he's on the show so often that Big Tony takes his prediction from the show and puts it in, and it counts for him. So
on the season, Andrew has, and he's on and off predicting his during the weeks. He hasn't gotten a point since game day 9.
Who was that?
And actually predicted he got 2 points that day, so he's on 3 points since he started predicting the games.
Who do we play on 9? Do you does it say?
You make me do work. I gotta go back. Hold on.
I figured you had.
I can. Game day 9 was against RSL.
Okay.
And he says, "Yeah." Andrew in the live chat says, "Yeah, I totally haven't kept up with it," which he's been off and on.
As you say.
I mean, still, you said you were just coming in barnstorm, come in and just
take over.
Take over.
He's got time.
He's got time.
We're not even at the All-Star break yet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But anyway, speaking of All-Star break, we don't know if Zlatan's going to get retroactively punished. So who knows? Keep it. No, it hasn't been decided yet.
Why speaking of your fucking microphone, Ben. God damn it.
Well, I was going to save it, but yeah, he's going to get suspended. I'm fairly certain, or at least Vegas is fairly certain.
You making it like it was a for sure thing,
well,
and I'm here to tell you, it is not that. Is not for sure.
Well, I'm going to tell you this: I have never ever seen the Galaxy as big underdogs. They were bigger underdogs. They're bigger underdogs to Portland than they were to LAFC.
That's because a universe, Benjamin, does not exist. We've lost to Portland before. That happens. That's the thing. It exists in the world.
Like 5 weeks ago we lost them.
But in important games.
Yeah.
We played basically the same lineup against Portland that we played against Tijuana tonight. It should, put it into Vegas is rarely wrong, but Vegas was wrong last week. Because Vegas had us as decent underdogs against LAFC, and we fucking showed them. We fisted right
Vegas
in the butt.
has us as huge underdogs here.
Galaxy beating Portland.
So, but I'm thinking that maybe Vegas knows that Zlatan's going to be suspended.
Check it out. I don't think MLS knows whether Zlatan is being suspended.
And our next 2 games are on turf at Portland.
But they're also on Big Boy ESPN.
Yeah,
true. I'm thinking maybe the Galaxy are saying, hey,
and if they
Zlatan,
suspend
wanna take 2
him,
games off?
That's going to be games. The All-Star game is between, or is the All-Star game right after?
The All-Star game is in between. Wait, yeah, it is in between.
So you run the risk of him not playing in the All-Star game,
and then they'd suspend him for another game. So
he's already suspended for the game after. Why would he have to be suspended for another game?
Okay, well that's Garber rules.
It's all Garber rules. Like all of them are all the rules are the rules that make sense to Don Garber. That's just.
But it would 100% make sense if they suspend him. But I could also see them.
It's a coin flip.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
50-50. Like it's. I think right now it's impossible to say he's definitely going to get suspended. In part because the Libyan.
Yeah.
Doesn't challenge for the ball, and I saw this. It's premeditated. He looks at him and it's like, well, he's looking at where the defender is before he leaps in the air to try to win a ball late in a game. It makes sense. It's soccer. Like I could totally see MLS saying we're going to make an example of Zlatan, which makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense because he keeps giving him fucking reasons.
Every chance he gets a mic in his face, he's like, MLS is dog shit.
MLS is dog shit. Look, you know who's the best talent in MLS? The 18-year-old kid. And they're not able to keep up with me. Oh, you know that other biggest star that the league has that in the same city as me? Look where he's playing in his prime. Look where I was playing in my prime. Although he is right about that, whether we all want to admit it or not. He could get suspended, and he very well could not. There's great reasons why he may not. If we're on ESPN for both games, I completely see Zlatan not getting suspended. I certainly hope he doesn't. For my own trip and then Andrew's trip the following week, like that would suck. It's a coin flip. You could see us losing to Portland even if we're fully healthy. If we're not motivated properly, you're going to lose 3-1, 3-0 to San Jose.
They're also coming off a big win against Seattle.
Huge win
in Seattle,
and that's their nut win. That's the one they get all crazy for. So I mean, it could go either way. Ben doesn't speak for all of us when he's saying he's definitely getting suspended. As a show, I think it's fair to say we don't all agree. He's definitely suspended. He might get suspended. It's possible. If he does, we're fucked. We're fucked straight up in the A. But maybe not.
He likes to say, he says fuck, but doesn't say ass.
Yeah, no, I know.
I don't want to swear.
Okay.
Yeah, one is about
too much.
One is about making love. Yeah, rough.
We don't want to get make love to.
Yeah. We're gonna get loved deeply in our, what's the romantic way, in our anal cavity. Is that nice? Does that work?
Yeah, that works. In our sphincters.
I'm gonna look at you unblinking while I say anal cavity.
Did you know that the male body has 60 sphincters?
Really? I've only fucked 40. Ew.
You're not living, man. All right, back to Big Tony's email.
Gently caressed in our anus.
Just the one finger, just going.
Welcome back, James. Do you have to rub the microphone?
I'm trying to make it more dramatic. This Saturday, the G's travel north to Portland for the second meeting against the Timbers. In the first game, the G's came away with a 2-1 win because of Zlatan brace. At the time, Portland was getting a slow start to the season, only managing a draw and 2 losses in their first 3 games. However, Portland is looking much stronger, having grabbed points in the last 5, going win-win, draw-draw, win. And that doesn't include their U.S. Open Cup win against Chivas USA. Portland Stadium has been undergoing renovation, so the Timbers have only started playing there in June and have 5 games under their belt. In those 5 games, they've gone 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. Not exactly the fortunes they're hoping for. The G's haven't been stellar on the road, only compiling a 4-win, 4-loss, 1-draw road record while away from LA. Portland currently sits in 9th in the West on 28 points, 9 points behind the G's, who have 37. Both teams will be riding on a high as both beat their rivals. He put rivals in quote-unquote, with Portland defeating Seattle 2-1. I don't know why it's in quotes. And, of course, the G's...
LAFC is not our rival, Ed.
Oh, okay. And the G's beating Chivas USA 3-2. While GBS will have the same players available, maybe, Portland loses the services of Diego Chara, who went out on a 5 yellow card suspension, so he will not be here.
Oh, lovely.
The G's should need to be careful of Portland's attack. Brian Fernandez leads the team with 8 goals, all from the run of play, and Diego Valeri, who has 11 assists. Fernandez has been accurate in front of goal, scoring 8 on 34 shots. Their lead shooter, Sebastian Blanco, has taken 58 shots and only scored 3 times. That's about 4 times more successful on the attack. Even Zlatan, with his 16 goals, hasn't been that accurate, with the G's averaging 2 goals per game against Portland across 9 seasons. Across 9 seasons, really?
Portland?
With the G's averaging 2 goals per game against Portland across 9 seasons. I'm assuming games? Anyway, seasons. How will they do on Saturday? So let's come up with our lineup. Do we see... First of all, do we make 2 separate lineups? One with a Zlatan and one without a Zlatan, because we're still not sure if he's going to be here for this game on Saturday.
Well, it looks like Pontius is still out. So if Zlatan's not available, you're looking at either Uriel up front, you're looking at starting Ethan, who got subbed out today right before penalties, which is kind of strange.
Because it's probably not a very good penalty taker.
He got subbed out for Tomas Hilliard Arce, which is even stranger. It's nice to see that he's still alive. I guess you're starting Ethan if Zlatan's out and Pontius isn't healthy.
Maybe that's why you played Zubac tonight in Tijuana, just to give him
just give him a couple minutes, warm the legs up a little bit, give him some competitive. I don't know, maybe if he's out, I don't. It's hard to say without knowing the central piece, And whenever he's out, we for the most part try to play drastically different, but we're missing the other striker. We're missing, quote unquote striker. We're missing Pontius. Could see like a weird Fabio Alvarez pushed way up, or play like a false 9 with Fabio in the 9.
Like the game we played against Minnesota, right? When
drop back a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm still like, is that if we're continuing Julian Araujo at right wing for another game out of necessity? Like if that's the case, add a little defensive depth. It's going to be a little easier with Diego Chara out, which is I didn't know that. I didn't watch any other MLS this week, so that's great news. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, God, I hope Zlatan plays. I genuinely do.
I was watching that game on Sunday, and they said that the Portland hasn't won a game without Diego Chara in the lineup.
Really?
Yeah.
They have I think it's like a 19-game winless streak. I have some stats. Out. Yeah, coming up. Their win percentage without Diego Chara since 2011 is 21% basically, or 2.212. So
weird.
I would if Zlatan is out. So we're gonna have to do 2 separate.
Yeah. So if Zlatan's out and Chara's out, I mean, shit.
I would love to see what we did against Minnesota, where we had Antuna up top, and we kind of play more, keep the ball on the floor,
and just
style, because you're not gonna have Chara in that middle to disrupt anything. So I feel like Jonathan's gonna go ham. Like I think he's gonna have a great game. He's gonna be a little more free. So
my only concern
he'll be
is
rested. He didn't play tonight against TJ. So.
My only concern is like Portland is so bad on the wings that it's like as important as Jonathan's game is going to be. I imagine his game. I agree with you. I think he's going to mostly boss the midfield and really take over. But it's going to be a lot of it's that typical Galaxy ball. If this is a game built for someone like Zlatan, this is the way we play the game with all the crosses and the long balls into him and just kind of pumping it up and feeding it to him. Of all the teams in the league, that style is supposed to take advantage of. Portland is the perfect one. If he's out, I mean that dents the game plan horrendously. The upside is Chara also being out.
Yeah. What if you play like a style where you have Jonathan feeding the wingers not crossing into the air, keep it low, keep it on the ground. Where you have a Fabio, you have maybe a Boateng, you have an Antuna who can run in back post or make a run to the near post. Tap it in and you get your goals that way.
That might have to be what happens.
I think that's your game plan.
If someone like Zlatan's out, well, if he's out, because you're not necessarily whipping balls into Ethan Zubac. Pontius is even still a maybe. But it's certainly going to inspire us to play more controlled on the ground. Maybe the first game, especially away, maybe the first game we actually retain possession at the end of this, because we don't need to launch it as often. I don't know. If he's out, I'm at a loss for who we're starting up top. It's got to be someone like Zubac or maybe Fabio.
No, I think you got to go with what worked, and it was that game against Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota wasn't what the Minnesota is right now, and they're definitely not a team like better than Portland. But I think it's something that's going to work, and that way you can get which seemed like it worked against LAFC. You get Araujo out there on the right mid, which gives you, like you said, a little more defensive cover for Felcher, and that way if Felcher wants to bomb up, get a crossing, because again, Araujo's not the best at crossing balls in.
Yeah.
So maybe you get Felcher in there, who's a better crosser on the ball, but you have Araujo who can jump back in that back line and make sure that you're not going to get a quick counter or anything like that. So I don't know. I think it could work if you put Antuna up top.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it by any stretch. I like his overall game. I like what he seemingly is bringing now, and he's in. Like, there's no two ways about it. Uriel Antuna is in. He's an integral part to the team. He's necessary. He's got the heart. He's got the passion. Goddamn, I just hope we don't have to play him. It's just where my hopes and dreams keep going back to.
But can you see Zlatan go? If say Zlatan's not suspended.
If he's not suspended, he goes 90.
But do you think he plays both in Portland and Atlanta, back to back?
Yeah, I think he'll end up getting limited minutes in the All-Star game. They'll play. MLS is kind of ripe with forwards right now. You're not playing someone like Atletico Madrid. If we play 3 people up top or even 2 people up top, we might get destroyed. With Zlatan, you can maybe start him and run some long balls, and then sub him out for Carlos Vela, sub him out for Wayne Rooney, sub him out for Nani, who's been playing it forward. Like, there's a lot of different forward options. Joseph Martinez, a lot of different forward options in MLS right now, where you don't necessarily need a 37-year-old who, if we're honest, can tire relatively quickly, especially if he's not motivated. You're not going to need him for all those games. If Zlatan's if he's not suspended, it makes perfect sense. You can play him the full game against Portland. Immediate, he needs to get to rest. He'll play, I think on the outside, maybe 15, 20 minutes in the All-Star game, and then out to Atlanta. That might be a managing minute situation anyway, where if we can get a couple goals up against Portland, maybe you take Zlatan out, or a couple goals up against Atlanta, you take him out and move on with your day.
Well, I mean, so the All-Star game's in Orlando, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what, 40 games before the Atlanta game?
It's on the 31st, I think.
So I'm assuming he flies to the East Coast, and he probably just stays there, yeah. And waits for the team to come like the day or two before, and then just meets up with the team then, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
If that happens.
If it happens.
Him and Jonathan, because Jonathan was named to the All-Star team too as well, wasn't he? Or was it just last
I would
week?
have to imagine. He is, by the way. That's
I'm not looking at it. I'm just switching back to the YouTube.
This is another concern I was having, and I think for the rest of the lineup, you go Bingham, Polenta, Giancarlo, Steris, probably Felcher. I'd love to see Araujo stay at right wing just because he was doing so well, and especially in the event Zlatan's not playing, Portland with their fast counterattack, you need someone like him on the right, a little extra defensive cover, free Jonathan up in the middle a little bit with Chara not playing, let him kind of just run that engine room. Corona for center midfield, defensive help, Uriel on the left. If Zlatan's healthy, Uriel on the left, Fabio in the hole, Araujo on the right, and Zlatan up top. It's a slight shift, but like, what is it if it's not Zubac, and the fact that we just pass over the concept of starting Ethan Zubac in a game where Zlatan's out? Why bother calling it? Like, we just saw there's been some personnel transition going on this week down at G2. They've basically wasted half a year of this kid's career, where at least at G2 he would have been playing. Like, we would get something out of it, and moving him on really allowed Frankie Lopez to kind of flourish and get some goals and get some regular game time, and then he's fucking gone.
He's loaned out.
So I don't and he's loaned out in that it might just be me. He's loaned out in that loan out that looks like he's not coming back.
Yeah. Well, that was a goodbye message. Like, not like I'll see you later.
I mean, the fact that he's posting his Galaxy tattoo, talking about like time to move on, means he's probably not coming back. So I just don't understand. Like, it's one of those Josh Sargent moves for the U.S. men's national team where it's like, well, yes, the Olympics aren't ideal. Obviously, the first team is ideal, or the U20s aren't ideal, or the U19s aren't ideal. But the U19s are better than sitting on a bench doing nothing.
Yeah, at least you're playing.
At least you're fucking playing. Like, what service are we doing to Ethan Zubak by benching him in lieu of letting him play at USL level? At least at USL level, he's playing competitively. I like the idea of having him involved in the first team. I like the idea of him training with the first team and called up if there's a legitimate chance he's going to play, but don't just fucking make the kid rot on the bench. Like, that wastes a portion of his career. That's I'm sure he's enjoying the checks, but as far as competitive, we've wasted 6 months of the kid's career. So I don't know. I'd start Zubak. Fuck it. There's your solution. Start Ethan.
That's always what you want to hear. Start him. Fuck it.
Start him, fucking man. Who gives a shit?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
We're gonna win anyway.
Injury updates. Roman seems like he's on the road
He's
to.
on the mend. Yeah.
He's on the mend.
You seen the Instagram videos?
Yeah.
My man.
Oh, I saw him.
Got like 9,000 abs. Yeah. If ever there was a male's Instagram that I can kind of tug it to, it might be Roman.
Oh yeah.
Still no side of kitchen. Steris seemed to bounce back healthy from that San Jose game. We were all kind of worried because he went down so quick and ended up getting subbed out. He seems fine despite not having the greatest game in the world against LAFC.
No, it's not as bad as like Who Scored made it out to be. I mean, the dude got like under 6 rating. Like,
he got a 5.9 rating out of 10. He was clearly the defender who struggled the most. He also had
but the worst player of the game. That's what they. Literally, he got the worst.
Tyler Miller is the worst player of the game.
Tyler Miller got a 6.8.
Yeah, Tyler Miller went up against unnatural forces, but I mean he
had a couple good saves, but come on,
he should have been the one who kind of felt that sting a little bit more. But you know, it's all hey man. But that's why games are not played on computer screens, and that's why they're not played in numbers. They're played on the field, and you looked at it and you say, well, Steris didn't have that bad of a game, so it's all good.
In the live chat, thanks to Jamie Bacon. Delmy, who's a reporter, she says that Sebastian and Kitchen will start training tomorrow, but they're not going to start this weekend.
Well, the hope is they come through training well and they're available options on the bench. That's the hope.
But would you want them to play against Portland or Atlanta on plastic pitches?
Sebastian Lletget on plastic?
On plastic? No, right?
No, I'm good.
Both of them are just coming back from injuries, right?
I am good. And Delmy is, Rodrigo Rodriguez says Delmy is low-key becoming like Baxter. That's because she follows LAFC and regularly comments on them. So I assume that's the Baxter
But
connection.
I mean, again, this is, you're not, she's not a Galaxy reporter. She's an LA soccer reporter.
Which is Kevin Baxter's job.
Yeah.
He doesn't, but he gets shit as an LA soccer reporter who regularly positively comments on LAFC things.
That's the thing. But
so does she. I mean, she does the same thing.
But often commenting positively on LAFC stuff and then just dog shitting on everything Galaxy does.
Well, someone in the Galaxy organization has hurt our dear Kevin Baxter's feelings, and that much is it's
clear.
It's very evident.
Yeah, it's clear. But yeah, so Ramon's come back to training. Apparently, looking up headphones over here.
Ben's
man.
Literally looking at headphones right now,
doing
contributing nothing.
Doing a good job over there.
You guys are due new headphones. That's just all I'm saying.
Oh, well, hey man, you get back to work. You're doing big things over there. I like it.
All right.
Look up a Nintendo Switch. I'm looking for
R2.
Dose.
Yeah. What is the Zelda game? Call of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Call
of the Wild.
Is that the book, right?
It's like a Moana sequel.
You good with the over ears? You guys want the in ear things? I mean,
really? We're gonna talk about this right now?
I can do the in ear because this gets kind of sweaty.
My ear holes are too small.
Really?
Yeah.
I can make them deeper for you if you need.
Thank you. Like when when I was going to the gym.
Don't fight me. Come here.
I had like the earbuds, but like they'd constantly fall out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Erica's like that.
So then I got the over the head ones, and I was like, perfect.
Mine have to be like they would have to be like gels though, because I do like push it in, call it night.
Push it in, call it a night.
Boom.
Typical end of the night for
a
a
Tucker way.
household.
I saw the Tuckers get down, so we push it in and go, hey, good night, fall asleep.
Maybe we should get some branded Squadcast headphones.
I like it.
That'll never happen though.
Maybe let Ben find a fucking Amazon Prime deal for some branded headphones, and they're in.
You can get some cheap ones for like $5 a pop.
Are they gonna be good?
They're cheap.
I was like, these headphones might be better.
No, yeah, I'm saying they're cheap pops. Transfer rumors. let's do that after predictions.
Okay.
Predictions.
It'll
first.
give Ben time to load up that Timex Social Club.
Or do you want it, Ben? Did you give the odds for this game, Ben?
Not yet. Like I told you, the Galaxy are huge.
Oh, because he likes to leave those to after we do our predictions.
Yeah.
All right, so check it out. So the Galaxy are a plus 450, meaning you can get 4.5 to 1 odds on the Galaxy, essentially. So this is their largest underdog of the season. Portland is a minus 163, meaning you would have to bet $163 to win 100. So plus your money back, obviously. The draw is a big underdog as well. The draw is a plus. You get a 3.5 to 1 on the draw. So as far as the actual matchup goes, I believe, let me see what side I'm on. I'm on OddsShark. OddsShark has it a Portland 2.5 to Galaxy's 0.6 as far as goals scored. So essentially we're going to lose 3 to 1.
Right on. I was genuinely deciding to be an asshole like halfway through that. I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. It'll be all right. I'm not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
Not going to do it. All right. So let's get predictions.
It's like a math class.
I guess I should go first because I had no goals for the Galaxy. Against Portland.
Tony didn't give us an order?
No. But since you predicted at least one goal, I guess I was the furthest. Man, it's going to be hard because MLS is going to wait till Thursday or even Friday to even announce if there's even going to be a suspension for Zlatan. I wish we could do 2 scores, like one with Zlatan, one without Zlatan.
Can't do it.
We can't do that.
You got to have faith, Ed. Feel it in your soul.
I had that last time, and then they suspended Zlatan, and so literally no one got points because he got suspended.
It doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter, baby.
Let's go with a 1-1 draw.
Safe.
I think you're high.
I think we're going to lose. I think we're probably going to lose.
So call a loss.
With Chara out, I don't want to be the first team to lose against Portland. Like, I don't want to set precedents like, hey, they've never lost without Chara.
Like they never won when he was out.
Yeah.
I looked that up, by the way. The last time they won without Diego Chara, July 6th, 2015. They beat the San Jose Earthquakes. Diego Chara was out with a sprained ankle.
You know what?
I think that's the Nigel de Jong. I think that's a Nigel de Jong injury.
Screw it. 2-1. Galaxy win.
Boom. Positivity.
Goals from... Let's go goals for Jonah. And then... Zlatan. I'm just going to have faith that he's not suspended, but should probably get suspended now.
I'm taking Vegas. I'm going straight up. I think we lose.
You're so fucking boring. Every time you have to make a pick, it's like whatever Vegas tells me to do.
No, that and the fact I've been burned. I've been burned too many times.
Been hurt.
I have. I've been hurt. I've been hurt. They crush me. They get my hopes up. And then we lose to Colorado. They get my hopes up. And we lose to fucking New England.
But they're always right on the odds, right?
No. I'm talking about the Galaxy. The Galaxy have got my hopes up too many times this year. I don't see him beating Portland. I'm going Portland beats us 3-1.
Oof.
And I don't think Zlatan's playing because I think Vegas has some sort of.
Well, that's the thing. If you're going with a loss, you're better off saying, "Hey, it's not going to be Zlatan who gets it," because you're able to gamble a little bit more.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be Alvarez that gets it.
Efrain or Fabio? Don't fucking pull that bullshit with me.
Bullshit.
I'm fucking shifty Canadians,
Look
man.
Look on the board. It says Fabio.
All right.
It does say Fabio.
All right. I didn't see it. My bad. I'm sorry.
All right, Mr. Zero Cool. He's going to play the drop.
I was wrong. I was fucking wrong about LAFC. You fucking, we're going to lose, traitor-ass bitch.
Here it comes. I see him looking at the board. I'm like, wait, hold on.
No. I know what you did. You took the altruistic Mother Teresa path, and you were like, look, I'm gonna side with this incorrect fuck so that we can get 3 points.
Yeah, you're welcome. I jumped on that grenade, okay? I would look stupid on a podcast.
Free podcast.
On a free podcast for you people.
Middle of the road quality.
I'm basically Jesus.
At best.
Wow. Alex Jones and our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm a San Lorenzo fan, sir. How dare you? I'm personally offended by this.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll live. Someone just posted in the live chat, Zlatan suspended, so I Googled it, and the first thing that came up was Zlatan Ibrahimovic broke LAFC. I was like, I don't even care if he's suspended. That's nice.
I don't care anymore.
Cyril, I would very much like for us to win. I think we're going to lose. It makes sense that we're going to lose. And
not on your trip.
I know, and I want to go for the positivity, but the way I'm choosing to look at it is I already have so much good planned on this trip. Like,
just saying,
hopefully that game doesn't offset it.
You're agreeing with Ben on a result.
Wait, so you have a draw, right?
No, I said they're going to win.
You have a win, and Ben has a shit. I kind of want to take a draw.
I'm feeling positive after this positive weekend.
Nah. I'm going to take... Nah.
No, that's burned me way too many fucking times.
I'm going to...
Oh, my computer died.
Yeah, mine's as close. I'm going to take the L train. I think we're going to lose. I'm going to say 2-1. I don't think Zlatan is going to get suspended, so I'll take the train to keep on rolling. Zlatan gets the 1.
All right. Let's talk about transfer rumors. You brought his name up earlier, man. Like it was like a quick, yeah, whatever. He's
just a quick sprinkling.
Just sprinkling of Pavone.
A soupçon of Pavone.
A drizzle of Pavone.
A drizzle. Oh.
This just in.
Right over my neck.
It's drizzling Pavone.
Yeah, everywhere.
Beep, 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 beep.
I don't have any definitive knowledge regarding Pavone. There's, I guess there was some rumors or some talk that we are, I guess an Argentinian reporter who basically works for the
ESPN,
the Argentinian version of ESPN, right? Or the Argentinian arm of ESPN. He reported that tomorrow, I think it was, tomorrow we're lodging one final bid.
We're upping the bid.
We're upping the bid, and it's the last go. I've said
12.5.
12.35.
Yeah.
I've been consistent in my feelings on Pavone. I think it ends up getting done. I still think it ends up getting done. It's mostly down to a best case scenario for everyone. Pavone's going to get to play. He actively wants to come. He actively wants to come to the Galaxy. He actively wants to be a part of this project and working with GBS. Obviously, GBS wants him. He's a GBS guy. Boca Juniors needs money. They've already signed the replacement for Pavone, and I believe they've already signed the replacement for Dario Benedetto, who they sold to Marseille. We're at a point now where you don't have a place to play this relatively expensive piece, and if they're upset about his value diminishing,
but they've
over the last year,
they've already diminished his value by signing 2 new strikers.
But that's the thing, that doesn't change Pavone's value, his intrinsic value. What changes his value is if you don't sell him and you have his replacements and then you stop playing him, he's not going to be worth whatever we're able to sell him to Europe for. So even if you need money now, at some point you have to look at the long-term investment, because if you just bench him or he just becomes a sub option, then in 12 months' time, we're not coming back even with $12 million. It's in everyone's best interest that they take the $12 million now. They take their it's the fairest, and at least from what I've read and heard, it's the best option they're going to get. Let us flip him to Europe in 3 years.
If you hear, it's the only option.
And realistically,
we're the only
game in town.
We're the only game in town.
Yeah. And so they can, if they have a $20 or $30 million valuation, it doesn't matter. So I watch a lot of HGTV right now. I know it sounds like a quick divot. I watch a lot of HGTV right now. I see this one lady on an episode a couple days ago. I watched a lot of Property Brothers buying and selling. And she's like, and he goes, how much do you think you could sell your house for right now? And she goes, well, we put it on the market. And he goes, how much you put it on the market for? She goes, $549. He goes, well, how did it do? He goes, well, it sat there for 4 months. And he goes, well, nobody bid for it? She goes, no. And he goes, well, so he asked her again. He goes, well, how much do you think your house is worth? And she goes, I can't imagine it's worth under $549. And he goes, well, you just listed it for 4 months and nobody bid. So it's not worth whatever it's worth.
It's not that.
$549 ain't correct. It might be $548, but it sure as shit ain't $549. So if Boca looks at Christian Pavone and says, oh, well, that's $40 million, and you put him in the shop window for $40 million and nobody comes calling, it ain't $40 million, bro. That's as simple as it is. If we try to trade Alessandrini and we're like, well, we're not going to retain any of his salary, but we feel that he's worth $300,000 in allocation money, and then no one offers $300,000 in allocation money, well, he's not worth $300,000 in allocation. That's economics.
There was when people wanted to come in for Landon for like $8 million, and I was like, no. To us, he's worth
15,
17,
18,
whatever. But for other European teams coming in, he's only worth 9.
9, yeah. Landon Donovan was never going to be worth as much to Europe as he is to the overall structure of U.S. soccer, not even Major League Soccer. The overall structure of the soccer of the country. Landon Donovan, more important to the overall structure of soccer in the country than Zlatan will ever be.
That's why I think Boca played their hand too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
They got their two strikers, their backup strikers. They played their hand. Now, to them, Pavone is worthless now.
For them, yeah.
He's worthless now because they already have their strikers. They played the cards too quickly. And we're literally the only game in town. We're like, hey, we'll buy him for 12 plus whatever we sell him on for. And we're going to sell him on for something.
Well, I think their ideology is the inflated European market for players. We're going to be able to find north of 12. We're going to be able to find someone to take him for $20 million because the Premier League, for example, is just throwing money around left, right. Newcastle United is spending $35 million under Steve Bruce. When that happens,
I forgot
pigs are flying. Yeah, pigs are flying. The sky is falling. There's money getting thrown around.
How are they going to afford that in the championship the following year?
We're not. Fuck you. We're staying up. Watford, you genuinely might be in the championship next year, and Watford didn't even do nothing wrong. It's just always, as you've told me, literally always a dice roll.
Yeah,
it's like a Fulham fan. You might be up for 10 years. You might go down the next year. It's just kind of the way it is.
Just saying, where was Newcastle last year?
We finished in 13th.
Oh, it might be better than Watford.
No, Watford finished in
I think like 10th, I think, or 11th.
But at the end, what it comes down to is valuation, money. If no one is offering money and he has to go, and this is my other feeling, there has to be a reason why the Galaxy would say, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Okay, we'll come back one more time. There's got to be a reason you can come back one more time.
Because there's probably nobody else on the
There's nobody else, man.
There was rumors of Quaresma was back in the talks of.
It would be on a 6-month deal, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not fucking. I love Ricardo Quaresma. I just for the jersey. Just for the jersey, make it happen.
I mean, the thing is, people complaining like, "Oh, he's old." It's like it's 6 months, dude.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic is 37 years old. He has been the leading goal scorer somehow for longer than he's actually been on the team. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He has a goal contribution. He's averaging a goal contribution in every game he's played this year. With class, the age doesn't really matter as much. As long as you're still reaching that ability. Right now, Zlatan is still reaching that ability. Ricardo Quaresma in Major League Soccer, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, sure, his game is on the down slow, but if you're getting him for 6 months,
so is Zlatan.
It's not. It's not a long term.
Oh, fuck you! We finished way above Watford. Sorry.
It's not a long term plan. It's you get him now because you can get him for 6 months, and you can try to win a cup this year, and then next year when you don't have Zlatan. When you presumably don't have Ramon as a DP, you have 2 DP slots opened up. You're not going to have Quaresma on your roster come next year. You won't have probably half the guys who are on this roster right now.
Even if Ricardo Quaresma is amazing, he's a TAM player.
Yeah.
So say he's great. Say he's great. Just give him the TAM you're currently still wasting on João Pedro.
Because you're not. I mean, the TAM doesn't roll over to the following year. I don't believe, does it?
What do you mean roll? Like you have like minutes in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Your points, because if you were poor, you had points. You didn't have minutes.
I had neither, so I didn't. Yeah,
I feel like I feel like Star Wars, where it's like you had units.
I had better get off that damn long distance phone call. That was my setup. Yeah, it's if he's great and he's on 6 months and he's having fun and he's playing well, you think you resign him? And if he's not, what harm is there? But Ricardo Quaresma is a fill-in for the inability to sign Christian Pavone, and then next year, and making an earnest attempt to win Zlatan a championship this year, and then if it doesn't work, if he bombs, hey, we couldn't get the actual transfer target we had. We're going to go back in for him. 6 months less on his contract. His contract, his being Christian Pavone, contract doesn't expire until 2022. But he's 6 months closer. He now isn't playing because Argentina has gotten back to playing. He now isn't playing,
and that valuation
just keeps on going down. So it's like, hey man, we can either wait you out until 12 months, or until 12 million seems like it's worth it to you. But I guarantee you, if he's not playing for 6 months, and you still have no other options, well, maybe he's not worth 12 million and 50% to us anymore.
I think like the only worry you have is like maybe like a Chinese team coming in and like buying it for like 30 million.
But what does a Chinese team give a shit about Christian Pavone? The assumption would have to be that Chinese fans know and care who Christian Pavone is. That's why they sign these guys. That's why some asshole you've never heard of in the Premier League, Solomon Rondon, for example, played for Newcastle United, just went to China on some big money. Well, it's not because anybody gives a fuck about Solomon Rondon. Instead, he played in the Premier League. He's a guy you can say, oh, he was at the mighty Newcastle United in the Premier League. Don't worry, I laughed as I got through it.
You've
Everybody
seen the
calm
movie
down.
Goal?
Yes, haven't we all? But that's the reason he gets to go over there. Christian Pavone, playing at Boca
was
Juniors,
his
doesn't
name?
get to go over there. Santiago Munez. He wore, I want to say, the number 16. I feel right. He scored a goal against his dad. Saw him play against Fulham, which is a line that has driven me nuts for 15 years. Fulham.
Fulham.
Do some fucking market research,
Bro, he went full ham, bro.
So I don't think he goes to China. I think if it doesn't work out, he gets sold to some other Argentinian team. Maybe he goes to Brazil. Maybe he goes to Uruguay. Maybe he goes to Mexico. But if he doesn't play for 6 months, there's no fucking way in hell he's going to Europe. What good is he? He can't go to Europe now.
If he doesn't play for 6 months and we sign him, that's perfect. That's what we've been doing like the last couple of, signings.
As long as it works. Fucking Polenta.
Polenta, yeah.
Polenta is a rock solid man of my dreams. That's a future captain right there. That arguably should be current captain. I mean, he is. There's a quick moment in the LAFC game where he goes down injured on the far left side, and hops back up. Like, he goes down injured outside of the lines, where the play can continue. He realizes where you can see him realize where he is, so he hobbles onto the field and collapses. The play continues and the ref doesn't stop it. So he stands up, hobbles into place to make sure he's still marking his man. And the moment the ball goes out, fucking hits the turf. And it's like, it wasn't a bullshit one. They actually had to call people out to work on him. He might have gone off and then came back on. But like, absolutely battling during an injury. And that was a guy who hadn't played soccer for a year. I'll wait 6 fucking months on Christian Pavone. I got no problem with that. I think it happens. I think it works for everyone. I think Boca is smart and they take the money because they definitely need it. They definitely need money now, and $12 million is better than zero.
I was just reading online. They say that right now the feeling in Argentina is that Boca may have painted themselves into a corner. So
the moment they signed his replacement, they had to get rid of him.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
like, I literally said that. Like,
yeah,
they signed both strikers. They're like,
but they're saying as far as like they're not getting rid of Pavone unless they get the dollar amount met is more the painting themselves into the corner. So if the front office at Boca doesn't want to look bad, they need to hit a certain number.
Here's the easy solution. We'll give you $12 million and 60%. We'll give you $12 million and 55%. You know what I mean? Like, well, if he performs, if he's worth what you think he's worth, then we'll make the transfer at $12 million. You'll get $12 million in cash right now, or you get $12 million in cash in 6 months, whatever. And then when it's time to finally move him on, because he is worth clearly, he's worth so goddamn much, you get 55% of the back end. We'll take our 40 or 45%. I understand the Galaxy wanting at least half. That's fair. If he's going to come here and perform for 3 or 4 years, it's fair to say, hey.
I mean, you're thinking he's going to do like the Almiron, where he comes in for 2 years and gets sold off.
Yeah, but I depending on who we get as a forward, when it's time for Zlatan to go, he could be much better than Almiron. He could be way.
But
better.
what I'm saying is, like, that's ideal. Like, because how old is he? He's like 20.
I think he's 22.
22. So in 2 years, he's 24. I mean, he's going to be hitting that prime time of his career.
In 4 years, which I think is a realistic amount of time we would keep him. In 4 years, he's 26, going into in the most prime years of his career, coming up on the most prime years of his career, ready to go to Europe, see what he can do. Makes sense. The main reason I think it works is because it makes so much sense for everyone.
That's why I think it's making too much sense, and just Boca is just being stubborn. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's coming down to, is they're being stubborn.
No, that's exactly it. I think that the front office put a number on this guy, and they're saying, "Hey, we're not getting rid of this guy unless the number's met." Much the same way Atlanta did with Almiron when they tried to hardball Newcastle.
It took him forever to get that done.
Yeah.
And he's been no goals, no assists, but he's been great. He's been worth every penny. He's the reason we didn't get relegated. The reason we finished 4 spots above Watford. Relegation fodder, motherfucker. So, I hope it gets done. It should get done. It should happen.
We though?
And you know what else I like? I like that the Galaxy are kind of holding firm. I like not giving. I like being fucking stern.
But that's why I hate if they go back and be like, you know what, we'll up the offer. I'm like, no, dude.
Get it done. If number one, it needs to get done. If we're trying to get back, if you're trying to beat LAFC in 3 or 4 weeks or whatever it is, we need players like this.
So what are you up to? Like, if you say play
Me, I
play an FO, you're like, okay, if you have to up the offer, what are you upping it to?
15.
16.
That's the number I was thinking. 15.
15,
I think
16.
I would go 16.
I go 15, 16 up front, but I would take off points on the percentage.
Yeah.
If you have a valuation of a player, especially a player where as much power as the team has, because I get that Boca is attempting to back us into a corner saying, hey, they need this guy. They need to get this done. If the Galaxy has the stones to say, well, then we'll make Zlatan doesn't win a cup. And that's just the way that is. And that's fine. And we'll reassess next year. But also, hey, we're flush. We're the people in the position of power. We have the money. We have the room to get it done. Clearly they have the mechanism to get it done. I don't think anyone's worried about that anymore, how we kind of make it all work. Being in the position of power, up it to a reasonable bid depending on how much they're allowed to spend on them. And then, hey, it's time to move on. It's already a gigantic investment. But if we're giving you more money up front or in 6 months, we're giving you more money at the beginning of the transfer, then you're going to lose points off the back end. And that's where it's going to come to us. Because we now have to put additional faith in him and his ability, where you're tapping out and saying, I need to cash in right now.
So 15 and 40.
I'd be comfortable with 15, 16, and 40. Yeah, somewhere in there.
All right,
and even still, that's the biggest fucking move this league's ever made.
Yeah. I mean, I have faith that DTK and company aren't going to be like, they won't bitch out. They know what they're doing. Like, I have actually faith in the front office where they'll make a right move. Like, I haven't had that feeling in 3-4 years.
Yeah, they've actually given you a reason to believe that.
Yeah,
and that's it. Yeah, it's seeing it on the field, seeing people like Polenta scouted, Giancarlo getting brought in, Araujo being promoted from the youth, Efrain getting his minutes kind of here and there. He's a little spotty. If Fabio can continue from this LAFC game, like, could be a very important piece that we need.
The jump starts a lot of these.
The
guys,
jump starts, yeah. Zlatan not exactly looking like he's fallen off just yet. They put faith in him. They were able to
jolt,
but they were able to assess him and say, hey, at 37 he can still go. And it turns out at 37 he can still go. Finding Uriel, and if they can find some way to convince Uriel to come back for one more year, I mean, getting Joe Corona, diamond in the rough, rebuilding Perry Kitchen, turning Steris into honestly should be an all-star MLS center back. You've seen them do it. It's not words. It's not talking. It's not hopes and aspirations and bullshit. You've seen them do it over and over and over again. I'm going to put faith in them one more time and say that they get it done.
I mean, and for all the craziness that this season has been and inconsistency, this team is second place behind, LAFC, who's arguably been the best team in this year.
And we just smacked that butt.
We just smashed them, dude.
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no!
Wow. So hopefully this can spark, and if you add a Pavone on top of that, I mean you can make a run.
I don't think we go back in with another offer if it ends up getting turned down. I think the whole reason we go back in for another offer is they know it's going to get done.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of that was Boca saying, "Hey, why don't you come back in with one more offer?" Mm-hmm. And don't forget we're getting Alessandrini back too this season.
It seems like sooner than later too.
And my man's putting in work.
Yep.
And he's whether we get Pavone or not, Alessandrini is just that little spark we need. He's just that little something extra off the bench. You can play at attacking midfield, you can play at left wing, you can play at right wing. He's even played at forward once or twice. He's just that little something extra. I'd rather have Pavone. I'd rather start Pavone. Even if we got Pavone and Alessandrini was healthy, Alessandrini's on the bench. I'd start Uriel. I'd start Christian Pavone. To be able to bring in a healthy, rested Alessandrini,
that's your bench option. Like, think about that.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Never see him a Boateng again. Big dick swinging. So I'm up for it. Let's make it happen.
All right, let's move on to the lightning round questions. Yeah, we're going to move on to the lightning round questions. Chris, you want to bring it up? Because Ben doesn't want to bring it up.
I mean, yeah, we're like 2 hours and 10 minutes into it. I think we can skip the lightning round for this week.
No, I think we can. Chris, you want to?
I'm going to go ahead and pull it up anyway.
Just because you. Our lightning round question.
There was like, what did I tell him before we started? There's one thread. Couldn't be easier. There's literally one thread this week.
Ben can't be bothered. He's looking up headphones.
This is where we're at now. What happened? Do you remember when I moved back to LA? Ben couldn't fucking wait. And now it's like, guys will be here around 9, doors open, don't got to worry about it. Water's all lukewarm and shit. Air conditioners at a nice low low level. It's not. It's still your boy's sweating in here a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but it's cool as long as you're good, Ben. You're my boy.
He's still
solid, man.
He's still not doing.
He's still just sitting there doing
he's
nothing.
Still sitting there. It's fine.
Fascinating.
It's fine.
You are
Chris. Me and you here, man.
Hey, that's what matters. We're you know what? Next week from the closet. I'm gonna go back in the closet with my laptop and the broken microphone that I got from Abe's. Shit, where the fuck is that thread? Let me see.
So you are going to Portland this weekend. If anyone else is going, you are gonna give a shout out to where you want to go, like to drink at a bar? Or?
Oh yeah, I have absolutely no idea where the Galaxy meetup is. But I'm not really getting a bachelor's party anymore. That kind of fell through. Yeah,
that's happening next week.
So yeah. Oh, apparently it's happening at the G2 game, which should be fun.
Oh, I've already cleared it with the missus.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, it's going down.
Next Saturday, the G2 game, I believe against Phoenix Rising. We're gonna throw a little bachelor party for Chris.
Love it.
At the G2 game, and then I think we're gonna go to a bar afterwards. So
it sounds good.
If you guys want to make it out next weekend on the 3rd, G2 game, come celebrate with Chris. Get him hammered. I'll be his DD.
$2 beers. And in Portland, Saturday night after the game, I'm free. So if you want to hang out and have some beers or do something crazy, let me know. We'll have some fun. Jesse Werner, I'm assuming it's German, at DJJW40.
Could be Austrian.
He said...
no, I know Jesse's cool.
He says, number one, San Jose's defense is better than LAFC's defense.
We're just going to give a quick pew-pews right now? Or
pew, pew,
pew, pew, pew, pew. Or is he gonna, nope. Oh, I saw the hand raise. and then go back down.
He was like, yeah, fuck it.
All right.
Is Almeida a better coach than Bob Bradley?
Almeida?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Am I pronouncing that dude's name right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say yes because he outcoached GBS and we smashed LAFC, so yeah.
Fair enough.
By proxy, I mean by,
transitive
property.
And does Lawton live in Tyler Miller's head?
Did you see the interview?
No.
So it's like him and Tyler Miller and his wife.
Oh.
And she's interviewing him. He's like, yeah, it's been a tough game. His wife's like rubbing his back.
It's Joe Harvey.
Is it Joe Harvey?
It's Joe Harvey.
Oh,
yeah,
my bad. Okay. But so it's like he's like this wife is like rubbing his back, like it's gonna be okay, baby. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, why they ask that? I mean, look,
in front of his
he plays
wife
for LAFC, so fuck him. But I'm like, in front of his fucking woman, they were like, yo, man, what happened? And he was like, look, what happened was, an old man, he got to make, it's hard, man. It's hard. I hate playing for this team.
We came in shoulder to shoulder.
We walked in hoof to hoof. We were in camo. Maybe he didn't see me. He just ran right over me.
3-2-5-2, hoof to hoof, man.
3-2-5-2, hoof to hoof. So that was question number one. Let's see if we can find a question number two. Ben, this would be so much more streamlined, but
I mean, it's on Twitter now.
It's not even Prime Day. So we got Bryant from Nag News. He says, I already got hashtag got Tucker drunk. May I have the privilege of hashtag getting Ed drunk at the next home game?
Not happening.
You forget, Brian, Ed is now what we call a pussy. He no longer drinks.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Because of the
By the way, I saw Brian on the weekend. He's like, hey, it's Brian from Nag News. I'm like, yeah, dude, I know you. I mentioned before.
Yeah. Every time I see him, he's like, what's up? And he kind of waits for me to notice him. I'm like, most people that I meet at the stadium, I don't really know who you are. I'm not going to lie. I see you every week that I come to the game. Brian, big fan.
I was kind of upset that Eddie didn't come down and say what's up though.
Yeah, big time does. It's all right. Look, he's famous now.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
And then Rodrigo Rodriguez commented on his and says, "What about hashtag get Ben drunk?" Ben is what we can we talk. We talked about this, right? Ben is what we call a recovering alcoholic. He is a friend of Bill W. Is that what it is, right? And he no longer imbibes in the devil's semen or alcohol.
You literally had a beer right before recording, like.
He doesn't. I do all
but
you're calling
it you're calling it the devil's semen.
Oh, I swallow the devil's semen left, right, and center. If I get it on my face, get it on my chest, get it on my neck,
like Stone Cold, baby.
Yeah,
clash them together. Oh, hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah.
Stone Cold ex Sasha Grey.
Oh my God.
Adrian at Texas 41, who stopped playing in the Squadcast FIFA League like Mark Punk bitch, says Fiat FC made fans buy group tickets to 2 additional matches if they wanted group tickets to our match at their stadium next month. Should the Galaxy adopt a similar policy? You want me to read it to you again?
Well, so when they were like pimping out their 6-game pack,
yeah,
they were like, hey, if you get the 6-game pack, you can get your LAFC ticket. Kind of basically did that.
He actually has a second comment on it. He says, this could deter buyers on calling in and having any random sales rep that answers the phone sell group tickets to their fans. There's no reason for there to have been so many organized pockets of their quote fans in so many different parts of the stadium. We need to do better. So I think it's more of a call on, hey, what can we do to keep LAFC fans from buying individual game tickets to LAFC at Victoria Street
How
Park?
about not so many people looking for tickets literally on that Friday?
That would help. It would help if you got your tickets in advance so that those tickets aren't available to sell. That's kind of how we as a group, as a whole, that's how we keep these things from becoming problems.
But and because we didn't even discuss it about the whole fraudulent youth soccer team buying tickets.
Oh, that was the best part.
And then literally just selling them off to 3252.
Yeah. You
can't really fault
raffle.
You can't fault that on the FO's part. They literally have a guy who sells tickets to youth soccer organizations. As I'm dropping shit over here,
You can probably fault them for selling the lowest number I heard. The lowest number of tickets that I heard that the LAFC fans had gotten their hands on was 550. You can probably fault someone for selling 550 tickets to keep the live chat happy. To your second biggest rival, maybe for a home game, you don't sell 550 tickets to youth soccer clubs for what should be the hardest ticket for you to get in your stadium. Maybe that's what you do. I heard as many as 900. I heard as low as 550.
Maybe
give the benefit.
I think
of
the
the
word
doubt.
is to not be so naive.
Yes. Maybe. I don't know. And I get it. They want to encourage the average Galaxy fan to come to games like this. It's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. It's just the way it is. It's going to sell out. And it's going to sell out quick every single time. You know, when you see tickets getting resold for $100 and it doesn't even seem like a crazy price because I paid $90 to go last year.
How about even if you buy your ticket and you can't go, there's going to be 1,000 people looking for a ticket.
Yeah.
So buy your ticket.
Buy your ticket on time. Buy it early.
Buy a couple, and if you can't go that day, sell them.
And
and don't overprice. Don't jack up the
be
prices.
reasonable. And I saw someone on Twitter saying, "Hey, if I want to resell my LAFC ticket, jacking up the price, it's my ticket, it's my business." You are 100% correct. You're 1,000%
That does not mean you're not a dick.
It doesn't mean that you're not an asshole. You're 100%. At least that like
things could be two things.
That taint in that middle zone. You might be right in the middle, but you're definitely a dick or a butthole.
You're not so clean yet not so dirty.
Yeah, you got a little bit crossed
when
over
you're
here.
wiping. You
But
should
you know how you
should be wiping balls to butthole though.
You realize like 15 minutes into your day, you're like, oh, probably should pop back in there.
When it's a little itchy.
Give it one more just to be sure. That's around the zone you're in. It's 100%.
When it's a little.
It's 100% your right to sell your ticket for however much you want, and please don't allow some idiot like me telling you should sell your ticket for face value. But if it's to other Galaxy fans, you should sell it for face value. Whether you do or not, it's your fucking business. But you should sell it for face value because the goal is to get Galaxy fans into that building, and that's how we accomplish that. If you're going to sell it to some LAFC fan, make sure you mark it way the fuck up.
Triple that bitch.
I went way higher than that in my head, but
quadruple that bitch.
Good enough. For Galaxy fans, the goal should be to get our people in. If you have an avenue as a Galaxy fan to purchase multiple tickets, then purchase multiple tickets. You're going to make your money back every single time. It's never going to be an issue. I promise. And you know what? And if you get left with leftover tickets, Ben will pick up the tab. Fredo says from our what's it called? Lightning round. Pew, pew, pew. Loved the tifo. There was a Cienfuegos and Kobe Jones getting their 2002 MLS Cup rings.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, fucking dick. He said he was happy to help hold the side, but he wanted to know who was on the other banners that were made. And Sam came in and said,
"Oh yeah, I was gonna actually pull that up."
Oh,
no, good.
Because I have it.
Yeah.
Carlos Ruiz. They had some other banners. I think we're gonna start trying to do some more of those wall mounts that it'll take up that whole side. Please. Carlos Ruiz holding a cup. Bex, Bruce, and Dave Sarakin lifting, presumably that would be the 2012 Cup then. Keane, right after he scored in the 2014 winner, Landon drinking from the cup, and Kobe and Hartman kissing a cup, which is nice. Scott, at Vegan Gamer, says, MLS talking heads pinned this game as a, quote, mediocre team performance from the LA Galaxy, floated by Zlatan's brilliance. What are your thoughts on the overall play on the day? Not just how Zlatan was able to carry us to a win, quote unquote.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not going to be a pretty game when your goal is to go in there and just be stronger, be faster, get to the second balls.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a pretty game. I mean, you saw even Jonathan only had like an 82% passing percentage completion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the goal of this game was to hit hard, get to the ball first, and just jam it down their throats. I mean, that's what the game.
We beat them up.
Yes,
we were bullies. Do you have more? Sorry, I was getting ready to cut you off. One guy scores all our goals. It is very typical of MLS talking heads to take the easiest route when criticizing the Galaxy. To say, hey, you know that one guy who scored all their goals for the last year and a half? That guy carried them to a win. Yeah, well, you know what happens when Zlatan can't get service? He has 0 shots on goal against San Jose. You know what happens when Zlatan gets service because the whole team is playing well? He has 7 shots, 5 on goal, and a hat trick. It is simplistic and, if anything, speaks to the mediocrity of MLS analysts that they would say, well, Zlatan carried that team to a win against the best team in the league. It speaks more about their sad, pathetic defense of the league as a whole, that they're of the opinion Zlatan Ibrahimovic at 37 years old is so good, he was able to walk over the best team in the league by himself and lose to Colorado in the same season.
Yeah.
It's foolish. They are a waste of your time. There's a reason people.
These are the same guys.
More talking heads.
These are the same guys who are going on TV and like, yeah, MLS needs personalities. They need,
pro rel.
Yeah. Well, no.
But it's the same level of. But it's the same level of thought.
It's the guys who are thinking, oh yeah, they need some evil, some villains in this league, and then they get a villain and they go, oh my god, he's the worst. He's so condescending. It's like, dude.
Well, it's
you can't have it both ways.
He doesn't like you. Which is really what it comes down to. He doesn't like you. He doesn't want to fucking deal with you. Bruce Arena was the same way with Serrano, who, by the way, and I tweeted this out this week, Serrano has been brilliant over the last week or so. Because I still follow him on Twitter. Over the last week or so, he has actually been a decent follow. The sky's not falling. I'm not saying change the world, and I'm not saying, go trust in all the information that you get out of him.
Fuck Tucker. Tucker sucks.
I'll tell you this, Serrano's had way more to say about the Galaxy versus LAFC than Ben Aranda has. So, I mean, if Serrano was here, at least he'd help me.
Over looking on fucking Amazon.
I wonder if, I don't want to know what Serrano's looking at on the internet right now. It can't be Christian.
You think he dual screens?
I assume he has to. Amazing.
Well done, sir.
Well done. Let's see if we can yank one more out of here, and then we'll call it. Here's a great one, and it's more of a lighthearted one. It's from Raul. That's @_R Lopez 7. Is Ben more like Archie Bunker or like Al Bundy?
Oh man, Al Bundy was too cool.
Archie Bunker, pretty fucking cool dude for racism, And Ben does definitely let the racial epithets fly as soon as the microphones are off. You hear that awkward laugh?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know.
Awkward laugh of guilt.
It's hard because I don't think it's like either of them.
If you had to give a TV dad for Ben, where would you place him?
Probably Bundy then.
That is hard because it's like that's not the spectrum.
How about like a Red Foreman?
You're definitely not
Red
Red Foreman.
Nothing like Red Foreman. Are you crazy?
Fuck you and fuck you.
I put Ben as I'll put him as a mixture between.
I would say Ben's like the dad from Malcolm in the Middle.
I'll give you that. I had a different one. I had a mixture, but I'll give you that one straight up. I was gonna take he's a mixture of like Danny Tanner from Full House and the dude from Family Guy. I don't remember his name. Peter Griffin. Yeah, he's like a nice if you jammed those two creatures together.
I'll take Peter Griffin.
That's how you get Ben Aranda.
I think he's definitely like Danny Tanner mixed with Bob Saget in real life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the past.
Here's the secret life of Danny Tanner being all nice and wholesome, and then Bob Saget who's like really dirty.
Yeah.
And like tells nothing but dirty jokes.
I've paid a hooker to let me choke her to death and then resuscitate her. Yeah, that seems like something that would
Yes.
be in Ben's past.
There is no resuscitation.
Wow, that is
They don't
admission
have
of guilt. So super fast.
They don't have that DNR card, man. So
do we?
know.
Jesus. Do we have anything else that we gotta? Because I got a trivia game and I really want to do it.
Well, let's talk about our good friend.
We got a slice of bacon and FIFA updates.
Literally what I was gonna.
Down with that thing.
Know,
Which one do you want to do first?
I'm the guy who, pushes the show forward.
Well, he's producing.
And I was.
Whenever he decides to pop up and produce. Which one would you like to do first?
So we do
FIFA's
have
easy.
our good friend Jamie Bacon, who is in our live chat right now. He's with us all night. Is a brilliant contributor to our show, and really thank you for doing that. We do have
won the LAFC ticket last week.
A slice of bacon.
We do. For this week's slice of bacon, she starts off with it's titled "Tie-Dye is just hippie camo." I know that we played LAFC on Friday, but let me reiterate: fuck San Jose. That was in the email she had sent before our whole debate about this. This week, every single Western Conference game matters. The Galaxy still sit in second place with 37 points, but the West is so tight that ninth place Portland is only 9 points behind us. Portland has been playing well of late with Brian Fernandez scoring 8 goals in 9 games. However, they will be without Diego Chara, who is on card suspension. If the G's roll into Portland with the intensity of Friday, this game will be over in the first half. But there is also the turf to consider. I expect a lot of noise out of the traveling G's. I will be up there. If anybody else wants to be up there, come say hello. Come say hello. LAFC faced Atlanta United, who had two late goals to win over DC United on Sunday. Look for this game to be an exciting game, as it is the cup final that MLS wanted last year. But Bob Bradley and LAFC can't win the big games, being knocked out early by RSL. The rest of the action takes place Saturday. Every game matters, with all teams being so close in points. Ours is the last of the day at 7:30 p.m., so if you aren't in Portland partying, settle in and watch MLS all day long. RSL is at Portland. That can't be correct. Seattle is at Washington. Vancouver is at Minnesota. Colorado is at San Jose. A lot more detail of these matchups can be found in A Slice of Bacon at RiotSquadcast.com. Thank you very much. It's fucking concise.
There you go.
Concise. Got the RSL thing wrong. That's okay. Any chance you looked up who RSL's playing, Ben? No, don't worry about it. I'll text Gilbert. He'll tell me. Ding. And for FIFA updates, I'm in the semifinals. My beloved.
I think you're playing against Jerbear, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting on him. It's taking him forever. I asked him just the other day. I was like, what time are we playing? And he was like, I need some time. Super swamped. No big deal, Jer. Take your time. Me and you can get it whenever you're ready. But I'm ready, and I'm waiting on you. So me and the big man upstairs.
Speaking of Jerry Bear, I did get an update on the whole quote-unquote B squad dilemma. And Jerry Bear, this is straight from the bee's mouth.
Okay.
He said, fake news. Andrew is fake news.
Ooh.
He said, there's no beef between the B squad. B squad is stronger than ever.
Oh, yeah. We're a unified hive at all times. RSL's playing FC Dallas, by the way, away to FC Dallas on the 27th. B squad's as together. See, that's the thing. When you know, Ed, when you're in it, you don't need to be all braggadocious and big time. We all know that we're there for each other. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. That the the honeycomb, Ed, honeycomb is strong, solid as a rock,
solid gold,
baby. So yeah, that's all we're waiting on. We're waiting on the Jer Burr.
Ben is just looking so.
It's what you look like usually. Yeah.
I gotta wake up at like 6:30 tomorrow too.
Damien smacked me in the eye at 4:40 in the morning. So fuck both of you. Are we ready?
Because that was our fault. That was our fault.
I looked at you and I looked in your eyes and I got all juiced up, and then I went home and saw Erica, and then fucking 10 months later, here's Damien.
You saw these pretty lips.
Please stop doing that. Don't lick them. It's fucking disgusting. So, are you gentlemen ready?
Yes.
Ben, you ready? Ben looked at Ed licking his lips and staring at me, and he's dead. So we are going to take a phone call today, and I want to get the people in the live chat. I want to get you guys ready. So if you're listening to the podcast from this week forward, hopefully I will have Galaxy Trivia. We do need to get a name for this, but I will have a Galaxy Trivia question
and a theme song
for the people in the live chat. But if you're in the live chat, you got to call in right now.
We need one person to play the game.
I'm going to let you know ahead of time, so don't call in if you're concerned about your knowledge. I have a player if you split up all the time the galaxies existed, I have a player from the first half of our existence. So not a modern era player. But it's going to be 3 questions, 3 points. They are relatively short, and it's a little bit harder than the one the guys get, but it is extremely gettable.
So call in 562-641-5277. That's 562-641-5277. We need someone to participate in our trivia game.
And we posted this online today. We heard that there's a lot of people who are going to be fucking ready for it. So now's the time.
If no one calls, right?
But are you gentlemen ready for your questions?
Yes.
Ben, you ready? Edward, you ready?
Ready.
Thank you, sir. For 3 points.
3 puntos.
Do you have some music? You have a game show music or something? Just something in the back for why you guys are thinking. Oh, there it is, baby.
There it is, baby.
For 3 points. 3 points today. I'm a defensive midfielder. I was drafted 30th overall in the 1998 MLS Super Draft, coming out of the Washington Huskies, and I was given the number 16. 3 points. Shout your name out when you're ready. Just go for it. Remember, you only get 1 guess per round. So it doesn't eliminate you if you're wrong.
I know I'm going to be wrong, but...
3 points.
Let's go. I know I'm going to be wrong. Danny Pena. I know he's a defender, but...
Incorrect.
Yeah.
That's not a bad shout, though. I like that. Ben, you're going to pass? You have a microphone you can speak into? Something? It's audio.
I got no answer.
Do you understand? No one can see him. So for 2 points, I have played with Cienfuegos, Eddie Lewis, and Matt Reese at 2 different clubs. So you want to take the information you got in the first one, and you want to take the information you got in the second one, you want to jam those bad boys together and say, hey, is it blank?
No, I'm not asking for the answer.
Okay, because I won't give it to you.
Was it a player that Rigney got a jersey of?
I cannot answer that question. It's not involved in the game.
It is, though, right?
I cannot answer
because I can't remember his name, and that's fine.
Ben, you got to shout here. You got a microphone. You got to lean in front.
Franchino.
For 2 points, Edward Rodriguez.
Boom,
Joe
sucker.
Franchino.
Boom.
Joe Franchino drafted 30th overall in the 1998 MLS Super Draft, coming out of Washington. He's given the number 16 on both of his stints in the Galaxy. And for 1 point, it would have been, I was brought back to play my second stint with the LA Galaxy in the 2008 season in a return from the New England Revolution, where I was traded in the year 2000.
So how long was his first stint?
His first stint on the Galaxy, I want to say it was 2 years. I think it's 2 years. I think he played 98, 99, and then was gone. Yeah, he was traded in 2000, so 2 years. Very good, Ed. Well done.
Thank you.
That was very good. I had no clue.
I wanted to,
the third clue I probably would have gotten, but after that second one, I
wanted to include the Rigney jersey story because it's supposed to be the easy one. You know, like Andrew got it. Andrew's in the live chat right now, and he's screaming out Joe Franchino. So
tell Andrew to call in.
2 points to have we got to call yet?
No, we haven't got to call
you
yet.
jerks.
I mean,
there's 31 of you listening.
It's also midnight.
There's 31 people on this live chat. Not one of you wants to call in.
Where's Andrew? Where is who else said they were a bunch of different people? Where is Mazza? Because I know he's listening. Where's Mazza in the live chat?
I'll call people out, dude. I can see who's in the chat. I'll call people out.
This is testing your Galaxy knowledge. So let's make this happen. And worst comes to, we don't get a call. You guys got to end up doing the fourth one, and it's not easy.
562-641-5277.
Ready to play my song again,
562-641-5277.
For 3 points, gentlemen. Are we ready?
3 puntos.
Benjamin, are we ready? Audio medium. Zero miedo. Edward, are we ready?
Yes.
For 3 points, I was selected in the 2013 MLS Super Draft, 24th overall, and was given the number 28 jersey for the 2013 and 2014 season.
Sorry, repeat it. I'm sorry.
Ben.
Ooh.
Cordoza?
Incorrect.
Can you repeat it again? I'm sorry.
I was selected.
You got a call, by the way.
I was selected in the 2013 MLS Super Draft, 24th overall, and was given the number 28 jersey for the 2013-2014 season.
By the way, I was selected.
Yes, you were selected. Hold on.
Go to the second clue.
For 2 points, I debuted in a 2-0 win over Cartagenes in the Champions League in 2013.
Oh, man. Fuck, I could picture him.
Early rounds.
What year was it again?
2013.
Andrew. Andrew just chimed in.
Samuel.
Who?
Samuel.
Who is it?
One more time.
Samuel.
Samuel is incorrect. I believe we picked up Samuel, I want to say for the 2014 season. Gotta have the roster.
Brandon McDonald.
Incorrect.
Why did that take so long?
Because I almost did Brandon McDonald today.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure. I was like, did I do Brandon McDonald?
I missed the first clue.
The first clue, Andrew, was I was selected in the 2013 MLS Super Draft, 24th overall, and was given the number 28 jersey for the 2013 and 2014 season. This has gone off the rails so quickly. All right, so we're just going to move on. There we are.
Because you can't hear Andrew if you play the music.
But Andrew's not talking. So for 1 point, I missed out on a 2014 MLS Cup winners medal by 5 months as I was traded to DC United on July 29th, 2014 as part of the Galaxy's attempt.
Ben, Kofi Opari.
For 1 point, Benjamin Aranda, Kofi Opari. In the Galaxy's attempt to sign Sasha Kljestan, I was traded to DC United as a make-weight. Didn't end up working out. Perfectly fine. So for number 3, this is actually just going to be between Edward and Andrew. Andrew, can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be just between you and Ed because I suspect that Ben may have cheated. For 3
he didn't
points.
look anything up.
For 3 points.
I can see him.
I was born in Montevideo, Uruguay, and I wore the number 30 in the
Cardozo.
2011 season, obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you for wasting my time, Ben. Because I saw when he walked behind my laptop, I was like, well, he definitely saw that name. I was born in Montevideo, Uruguay, and I wore the number 30 jersey in the 2011 season. You can't fucking trust Canadians. What's wrong with them?
With their beady little eyes, man.
Yeah, just looking all over the place. Playing 25 games, recording 0 goals and 0 assists. For 2 points, I progressed through River Plate's academy from 7 years old until I was 19. Then I moved to Guelmes of Buenos Aires. At 22, I was drafted by the Galaxy 16th overall. And for 1 point, on April 12th, I was traded across the hall to Chivas USA in exchange for David Jr. Lopes before being released on February 14th, 2013. Yeah, it's Ben cheated. We got it. So, Andrew.
Fuck.
So, Andrew, you ready? This one's just you. This one's just you, okay?
All right.
So, and it's going to be, all the clues are going to be shorter. It's going to be you can get this. I believe in you. For 3 points, I was the third number 20 in Galaxy history in 1997. Yeah. We went through numbers a little quicker back then. So in 1997, I was the third number 20 in Galaxy
How
history.
in 2 years you have 3 different people with number 20?
That is an interesting question. That is a very interesting question. I'll actually answer that one because it's tougher over here. This person was brought in on the second half of the season. So someone had his number starting 1997. That person was released, and then he acquired the number when he joined up a little bit later.
That makes sense.
Any guesses, Andrew?
No, not yet.
All right, second clue.
So second clue. For 2 points, I played in Germany before returning to the United States to play soccer. So this person played a little bit of soccer when they were younger, in America, lower leagues. Ended up going abroad, played in Germany, one of the few Americans to play over in Germany in the early 90s, and then came back and joined the Galaxy in 1997 on the back end.
Paul Caligari.
Caligari.
For 2 points. Might be mispronounced. Andrew Alessana bringing it home.
He got
Paul fucking Caligari. Well done, sir.
Motherfucker. How do you say that fucker's name?
Caligari.
Caligari. Or Caligari?
Well done. I think it's Caligari.
Caligari, I think.
Yeah. And for 1 point,
Caligari, yeah.
For 1 point, it's the gimme question. It makes it a little bit easier, more fun for everyone. I sued Major League Soccer to play for the Galaxy. He was originally allocated. A part of his original agreement in even coming back to coming to play in Major League Soccer, I should say, was that he would get to play for his local LA Galaxy team. Of course, MLS being what it is, he signs for the league. They allocate him to Columbus, and he literally sues Major League Soccer in 1997 to be transferred to the Galaxy, which is why he took over on the back half. The Galaxy traded a player you may have never heard of named John Jones, who was the previous holder of the number 20, and Paul Caligari got the number 20. So, the more you know.
The more you know.
We learn a little bit. I might just call it The More You Know. I like that name as a segment.
Andrew, real quick, how was your experience on Friday, man?
Fucking incredible. It was pretty good. Lars was pretty rocky. I don't know it was MLS Cup status as far as how loud and raucous Lars was. There was a little pocket of LAFC fans that bought a
suite, like a box,
like a nice box right above 140, and I was giving him shit all game. And then before the game started, some dude spit down from 238 where our man Lobo and Fern sit. He was literally right next to Fern and Lobo, and he got kicked out, or he was.
The story behind
there.
The story behind that
is
he threw beer down from 238.
Yes.
And then literally the security guys, like, I leaned over, I'm like, dude, like, you didn't see the guy throwing the beers? Like, he's like, no, what can I do? I'm like,
more than what you're currently doing, which is nothing.
And then it wasn't even he wasn't even in his seats. The people came in and correctly sat in their seats.
They didn't kick him out. They moved his seats.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which is really great. Actually, yeah, they didn't even move his seats. The people that sat there were going to their seats. They're like, hey, these people are sitting here. And then he spit on us.
Yeah, as he was being moved, he spit down on us.
Out.
Yeah. So classy.
Awesome.
Classy fans.
Not me. Someone may have knocked over an ESPN mic before the first half started.
That's what I heard.
And it got picked up and propped up again. I don't know, at some point. And then before the second half started, someone snatched the mic and was holding it up and was like, "Fuck your mic." And then the ESPN guys came and they were big mad. They were so mad, and they were telling all these security guards, and none of the security guards gave a shit. None of them cared. And they were like, get that guy. They're like, well, man, I don't know.
He's in camouflage. I don't know. He could be in the military.
And then when someone gave them back their mic, they were like, we don't need your fucking mic. And they didn't put it back up. So that felt like a victory.
That's your mic. So.
And I'm very curious as to how many mics throughout the years I've broken or fucked up.
Somebody has.
Well, they wised up and they would move the mics away from you, like even out of like scarf reach where you couldn't like knock it down.
Out of scarf reach.
All right, Andrew. Well, thank you, man. We appreciate you calling in, dude.
No worries.
Thanks for playing. Congratulations on getting it, man.
Thank you, man.
Well done.
It was fun.
All right.
It was fun.
All right, man. We'll talk to you. Bye. All right. Anything else from this week, boys? Did you want to bring anything up?
I love that game.
That's a good game.
I love that game. I want to use it to teach people.
Maybe it's know your history. That's what we can call it.
That's my hashtag for it. Yeah, we'll call it know your history.
Know your history.
You can get us a theme song, Benny. Something very like
Wheel of Fortune. Know your history.
Oh, I went more like very snooty English.
Oh,
like Oxford.
no, that's not.
You know what I'm talking about, Ben? What would you like? Out of just if you had to pick one, top of your head. Look at the timer. The timer doesn't matter.
I go something more. I don't know, like
game showy.
Yeah, like a no whammies thing, like a know your history, know your history, know your history.
Oh, you guys are all against me, cowards. Anyway, but if you know your history,
I think it should be more like know your history. Dun 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 dun. That's literally.
There you go. I mean, I'm just gonna cut that.
Price is Right.
That's really Price is Right. Yeah.
Anyway. It's a fucking good night, man. I had a good time seeing you lovely people.
And we didn't really. There's so much we didn't get into, like them breaking the benches.
Yeah.
No one reporting on the benches being broken.
Which is way more curious.
Which is weird.
It's really weird. No one's
strange.
Like, there's been one video.
You know what, Baxter said the Galaxy didn't want it reported on, according to Baxter.
What, on Twitter or something?
Yeah, that's what he said on Twitter.
I'm gonna go.
So I mean, that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't?
So the Galaxy are not talking about it.
So he gets a report on it, like, hey, they broke some.
According to Baxter, he put it on the LA Times website. Didn't write about it in paper, but hey, it's on the website.
Did he link at it like at 12:30 in the morning where no one's gonna look at his tweets, and that's where he posted it up?
Ben is not wrong. Baxter is very vocally defending himself of the fact that it's quite public. This is a quote from his tweet. He's having a conversation with somebody. I wrote about it. I posted photographic evidence. The team won't talk about it. The team has begged me, and that's in all caps, begged me not to make a big deal about it. I spent more than an hour talking to the team on Monday. I'm sorry that's not enough for you. And that's a heated exchange.
We don't have enough time to talk about that.
I can't imagine that we do. But then that's the thing. You're not even getting into Kevin Baxter not talking about it.
Why the Galaxy?
Why would the Galaxy,
quote unquote, beg?
I think quickly we'll be super fast bin. We'll do 2 minutes max. Presumably in an effort to not encourage such things. There, for once, we're actually taking the high road. It sounds like we're taking the high road. And we're saying, look, it's damaged benches. Either we'll pay for it or they're going to pay for it. Either way, it's going to get settled because that's the way these things work. They get settled. But we're not going to encourage these things to go back and forth. We're not going to, because if it gets posted, if it gets out, then you have Galaxy fans going away in 5 weeks saying, well, what can we do as retaliation now? And these things get really, really expensive for these organizations.
Well, I mean,
between two fan groups.
Apparently this is already retaliation from our 100 and whatever 20 seats we broke at the Bank of California Stadium, whatever. Allegedly. Yeah.
So, I mean, I get that in, but I would imagine his job is to report on it, right? Like, I don't know. That's between him and his boss. I don't read his shit anyway, so it doesn't really affect me.
Yeah. All right, I think that's it for this week, boys.
Ready to call it a night?
Yeah, I think we're calling it a night. Benjamin, where can they find you on the socials, my good man? Oh, shit, we had an email.
Oh, yeah, we did have an email.
I just want to give him a quick shout out because he is one of our Patreon users. So
No. It was actually a pretty good email, too.
Hold on 1 second. It was from Ethan, who is one of our... No, Basuto?
Oh, he's better. He's a patron.
So Ethan, I just want to go real quick because, it'd be fucked up if we don't read his email. Hey guys, I would have called, but I lost my voice from last night. Wanted to throw a huge shout out to the Galaxy faithful that drowned out the noise of those clowns in camouflage. The team played with passion and with fire that made us proud. We were solid defensively, and the team did a great job of taking Vela out of the game. If we see this from the whole squad going forward, we will be a nightmare for teams going forward. Now we as a fan base need to keep this level of energy going forward for the rest of the season and not just for the big games. Can't wait to hear Tucker go off this podcast. G's up, Ethan B.
I hope I did you well, Ethan.
Thank you, Ethan. We appreciate it. Ben, if they want to send us email, where can they send an email at?
They can send an email to show@riotsquadcast.com, or you can send to...
Can you set my email up for me and then just give me passwords?
Yeah, let me check out your phone.
Because I want to.
I don't know if I can do it on Android. I did it on Ed's iPhone.
Yeah,
Android might be
you can send me an email at ed@riotsquadcast.com.
Hey Josh, can you set my email up for me? 0cool138@riotsquadcast.com.
I think it's just zero cool, or it might be just zero.
Bro, it's branding.
Whatever.
Branding.
Anyways,
you can find me on the Twitter at DTRadioBen.
Tucker, where can they find you on the socials, man?
0cool138 PSN network, because your boy is fucking. He's got 2 weeks before he starts school and hates his life all over again. So come play games with me. Jerry Bear, I'm waiting on you, man. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, Jerry Bear.
Semifinal. I'm tired of waiting, man. Stop ducking me.
Yeah, why is he ducking you?
Because he's not. He asked me to play like 2 weeks ago. I've been fucking taking forever.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at EdTheZombie13. You can find the show on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Go search Riot Squadcast. Like our stuff. Share our stuff. Whenever you see a post from us about an episode, please hit that share button. It's one of the best things you guys can do for us. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you to every person that did your best to keep me entertained while I was in Twitter jail for a week. I totally forgot about that. I actually wanted to talk about
quote-unquote Twitter jail, even though he has a side Twitter page.
I have like 7 Twitter accounts that I control, so fuck them. They can't stop. You can't deplatform me. Freedom of speech.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Take that.
If you guys want to leave us a voicemail like the 15 of you that did leave us, we really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Continue doing that. You can leave us a voicemail at 562-641-5277. That's 562-641-5277. Go to our website, riotsquadcast.com, where you'll see Jamie Bacon's write-up that she does for us every week. We have a t-shirt up there. We also are going to have some other stuff coming out really, really soon.
Hats are on the way, man.
Hats are on the way. If you guys want to go, we have shirts up there right now. We just got some mock-ups for perfect time because it's 100-degree weather. We got some hoodies on the way, so
best time for
a hoodie. Also, if you want to help contribute to the show, grow the show, go to patreon.com/riotsquadcast. $5 minimum to help us grow the show. We really appreciate that. On that note, we will talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Fuck you, Brian. Suck a dick, bitch. Woo!